What's going on, party people? Look at this sexiness that's on your screen right now. It's been a little minute since the last time Unsportsmanlike Conduct was on the air. This is episode 111, and our first of the new year. Gents, what's going on, fellas? Timmy T, what's up?
What's going on?
I see what you did there.
I have to be bespectacled now because these screens are getting blurrier for me. So I'm giving in and getting bespectacled.
All right, yeah, I saw you guys the other night. All four of you. We had 4 hosts, 8 eyes on the street.
millions of eyes, Steve. Millions of eyes. 8 eyes on the screen. Millions more around the globe.
Yes,
exactly.
Global. All right. Well, Timmy, what's been going on? How's it hanging up there? How's the weather? Any skunk sightings?
The
weather bring up bad memories.
No, the weather sucks balls. But yeah, I'm not doing. I like the cold still, but this is ridiculous. And my new spot down in downtown is like right off the water, and it's just like every morning getting smacked in the face. It's horrible. But other than that, it's good stuff. I hit one parlay. Saquon cost me 3 others. We'll talk about him in a little while, which will just be me cursing. Yeah, the slide which will be me cursing for 5 straight minutes, and no move on.
I got a worse one for you from a buddy of mine.
$5.
What was it, like 14 legs? Comes down to the Vikings last night. They just have to win for him to go take $5 and turn it into 3,700.
Jesus.
And he lost. He was crying.
He said it wasn't a nail biter,
He said they didn't offer him a cash out because I said after the first drive, after the Rams scored immediately, like was it 6 plays in the end zone, and then the Vikings immediately went 3 and out. I texted him and I was like, dude, I would cash out if I were you because this is not going your way tonight. And he said, oh, they didn't offer me a cash out. I'm like, bullshit. You thought you were going to be slick and ride that shit out, and you got Darnold. You got Darnold.
You got Darnold. All right. Well, did they offer? Was there one before the game started?
He said he didn't look before. I'm telling you, I'm almost willing to guarantee him there was one because anytime I've ever made a parlay
and you didn't even look.
14 legs, or was it 14? I think it was 14 legs. 14 leg parlay. Once you get to the last leg and all the other ones have won, they are 100% offering you a cash out.
Yes,
100%. The fact he's saying they didn't,
I'm pay out that whole thing.
I thought I don't believe I 100% offered you a cash out, and you didn't take it.
And even though, and I don't know why I did what I did, I must have had a bad weekend. I picked the Rams to win. I said the Rams are winning. That's the upset of the week. The Rams. And what did I write down? The fucking Vikings. I'm telling everybody the Rams are going to win. The Rams are going to win. And when I wrote down my picks for us, I wrote the Vikings. What the hell was I thinking? I have no idea. I was very distracted this weekend, I guess.
Well, I was back and forth, and we'll get more into this, after the amazing opening video. But I was going back and forth on Texans. I wanted to go with the Texans so bad. I went with the Chargers. Obviously, what happened. But I forgot about a parlay that I did. I written off my day. I was like, fuck this day. Fuck you betting. Fuck you gambling. And the next day, the next day I noticed that I hit on a smaller parlay. It was a 5 and I won $35 on it, but it was Jaden Daniels over 236.5 yards, Mike Evans anytime touchdown, and Saquon came through for me on over 104.5 yards in that one. So that was a nice little surprise. Where this little extra coin come from.
I wish in the state of Florida we had better sports books, like more advanced ones, because someone was telling me that there was a highest rusher of the week highest rusher of the day for Saturday, and Derrick Henry had positive odds on that.
Really?
I would have smashed that all day, but it wasn't in Hard Rock. I think it was in FanDuel, but in other states. I was like, oh my God, that's a fucking lovely bet.
Talk 'em. All right, so we'll get to what happened on the super wildcard weekend, and get into a little bit of a couple of quarterback. Is it QB games? Are they both QBs?
Yes, both QBs.
Okay, 2 QB games from the world famous Ant right down there. And then I do have our records for over unders at the beginning of the season. We could talk about that. I sucked. Spoiler alert. I sucked.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I don't remember. It was so
all
long.
right. We'll see on the other side of this beautifully constructed, outdated opening video.
Already
That's
outdated.
way outdated.
Soto, high fly ball. Number 18 has just secured. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. The Mets in
All right. Let's get into you want to really quickly touch just get an update out there on the Jimmy Butler saga down here in Miami, and then we'll jump into NFL stuff just to get that.
You want a news update or you want an opinion update? What are we aiming for here?
I know the news update.
How much time do we have?
No. I know the news update. So just to inform Big Daddy T up there. So Jimmy Butler met with Pat Riley in a face-to-face meeting over the holiday break. Somewhere around that time frame. And basically Jimmy Butler said, I will opt in. So generous of him to opt in to his $54.7 million contract for next year
52,
in order to
52.
Sorry. In order to help facilitate a trade. That's where they're kind of at right now. Pat Riley has fielded offers, not blown away by any, I imagine. The trade deadline is coming up in 3 weeks. Looks like Dave Melo in the comments is excited to have Jimmy come back on Friday and just do what? And what's going on right now?
I hope they fucking scratch him. Honestly, don't play him.
Healthy scratch.
Dead. I'm not even joking. Healthy scratch. Don't play him. Don't bother playing him. I don't know if anyone's been reading the comments from the players, particularly Tyler Hero, Kevin Love. Who else? There were several of them. Bam Adebayo made some comments. I don't have the list of comments. I don't have the list of comments in front of me, but it clearly sounds, if you listen to what these guys are saying, that see you later seems to be the motto of the team. The Heat did a huge leak of reports yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or was it Sunday? Might have been Sunday. A big leak of reports, though, just airing out a lot of dirty laundry that Jimmy pushed them to keep Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. Those were Jimmy guys, and that the team didn't want to pay them what they were going to make. And both those moves look pretty smart on the Heat's part, by the way. They finally don't pay a player, and it works out. I don't see how this is repairable at this point in time. And I'll be honest with you, with the way Jimmy's acted and with his comments. So first it's, I'm going to opt out. I don't want to be here anymore. Then he realizes, wait a second. If I opt out, that means I'm giving up $52 million that I'm not going to be able to make back in 1 year in free agency because no one has fucking cap space.
Except for the Brooklyn Nets.
Except for the Brooklyn Nets. Who, guess what? Aren't going to fucking sign him. Newsflash. The Nets aren't signing him. They're not handing him $50 million. They're not. I'll bet money on it today.
I'm with you on that.
So he has no destination. He realizes, oh shit, the only team that wants first it's I'll play anywhere but here. Then he realizes, yeah, he's about to be. It's backtracking like crazy. First it's I'll play anywhere but here. Then he realizes the only place that is willing to pay him his extension is Phoenix because Matt Ishbia doesn't care about money, similar to Steve's friend up there in New York who owns the Mets, which is fine. If you're a billionaire, by all means, spend all the money you want on the franchise you own. I have no problem with it. It's better than some other franchises. Separate argument. But no, I think he was starting to realize that there is no market for him. There's not teams lining up for him in free agency. There's not teams lining up to trade for him. And the way he's handled this situation, any potential market that there would have been has shrunken even more. So good luck to you. I don't want to see you play for the Heat anymore, and goodbye. I'm
he's not going to be able to convince another team that he won't become a cancer there?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Heat fans acting like this is one of the 5 best players to ever put on a Heat jersey, and he's not. Everyone, oh, he's a Heat legend. He's a Heat legend. Yeah, Heat legend. Those other players that we talk about as a Heat legend, they've got multiple rings with this franchise. That man has none. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. And for everyone, it's like, well, he didn't have any help. Well, he didn't have any. Go back and look at his numbers against Denver. He was ass. Go back and look at his numbers the year before when they got bounced in the first round by Milwaukee. He was ass. Go back and look at the numbers. The one year they had a chance was against LA, and he played decent. And I don't know what to say about that one. They didn't win that one, but he hasn't been this unbelievable. I don't get it, man. This is a franchise that had prime Dwayne Wade, prime LeBron James play for them. Shaquille O'Neal, tail end of his prime, but still a dominant MVP Shaquille O'Neal play for his team.
Dominant.
And we're talking about what Jimmy Butler has done for us. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. This is not close to the best basketball we've seen in a Heat uniform. I don't want to hear it.
Little Timmy Hardaway, 3-pointer, the Hardaway. Come on.
My buddy got mad when he said something about Jimmy. He said Heat legend Jimmy Butler. I'm like, yeah, he might be the 7th best player to have ever won the jersey. That's great.
Terzio says my ex-wife said she never heard of him. Nice, like it.
Can we get never heard of him?
Never heard of him. So Timmy, just from a player standpoint, I like going to Timmy for these kinds of things. I read an article.
I'm going to say the same thing I always say. Go to work. I can't go to work tomorrow and tell my boss, listen, unless you give me more money, I'm not going to work. No, it doesn't work like that.
And what are we all gonna say? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and opt into my
All right,
$50 to $200,000.
I decided to come to work tomorrow, but you got to figure out a way to pay me more money. Doesn't work. It's not the fucking you guys. This guy live in a fantasy land.
Your job told you that you're going to get a 10% raise next year if you come to work, and you told your job, no, I don't want that. I want a 10% raise next year and a 15% raise the year after, or else I'm not doing it.
Yeah, Terzio's on fire today. She said the same thing. Not enough money, no work. That's it. I read an article, and rightfully so, that the Heat internally, according to reports, and are kind of like licking their chops for this offseason. Like, this is best case scenario now for this 36-year-old dude, $152.5 million. Opt in next year, wanting a trade, wanting out, can't find joy in South Beach, dating Shakira. No, God forbid, there's no joy. I know the baby mama wants $10,000 more a month. But
I don't know why it looks like that. It looks funny.
In the end, I think the Heat are going to be thrilled. Obviously you get more money to spend, more money to round out your roster, and the potential to add on. So,
and a quick shout out to how amazing Tyler Hero has been this year. He's been awesome.
Tyler Hero, snarl baby. Terzio's ex-wife is also going to be starting to charge tariffs starting January 20th. They're like extra tariffs. Tariffs should go to your vacation fund, Columbia. All right. Let's get into some of the stuff that happened on wildcard weekend. The last 3 days now. Number one game, I don't know if it's even close, was the Commanders and the Bucs. Great game. It gave some credence to the question that was asked on First Take when I was laughing at you guys when they said, who do you trust more, Jaden Daniels or Baker Mayfield? Jaden Daniels, it's in, was it Bill Simmons' playbook? What does he call that thing? The NFL playoff, whatever. Never trust a rookie quarterback. Stuff like if they look too good in the first round, don't trust them in the second round. And yeah, it's right. You don't logically trust a rookie quarterback in a playoff game. But Jaden Daniels gets the job done with the Commanders. They roll on after beating the Bucs. Timmy, what'd you think about the game, performances?
Well,
and
like
what
you
have
said,
you.
I've been wanting to call Daniels for Fugazi all year. I can't do it anymore. I can't. As much as I want, only because after that whole Hail Mary thing in the end zone, everybody was, oh my God, he's the greatest
And then
ever. Oh my
then
God,
we thought he was going to be the Fragile, right?
yeah, that was,
He
that was
might
the
still be
greatest
that.
play. That was the greatest play of all time. He did it. He did it. No, he didn't do it. The guy who caught the ball fucking did it. Don't give me that bullshit. He did it. He did it.
And the defender who punched the
guy-
ball up into the
Yeah,
air.
exactly.
And the guy arguing with the fans.
But you know what? The guy's he's not making mistakes. I think that's probably the key to it. He's not making mistakes. He's staying patient. He looks like a veteran. He don't look like a rookie. He's not playing like a rookie, and that's why he won. The Bucs, I think, just got a little ahead of themselves, and I don't think I've been saying this for how long we've been doing this show. How long have we been doing any show? I've been saying Todd Bowles is
always.
a horrible head coach, and he doesn't deserve to have a team.
He's so
And
bad.
he's the reason the Bucs are home now, going to play golf this week. I fully believe that. I've been saying it for years how bad he is. How do you give that guy a head coaching job? I have no idea. Still,
he's not
the Redskins or the Commanders.
That was a parting gift to Bruce Arians when Bruce Arians retired.
Yeah, right.
That's what that was.
No, well, guess what? He getting fired now.
The sad thing is, I don't think he is. He should, but I don't think he is. We'll see. I mean, I agree completely. They could use a better head coach. They're not a bad team. They're pretty good. The offensive line is excellent. They have some really good pass catchers.
You want to hear
running backs?
Something that might be surprising? When you think about the top teams in the AFC in the 2020s, the Bucs have. I heard this today. That's why it's fresh off the top of my mind.
Oh, I know
the Bucs
exactly
have
what you're going to say.
The most wins. No, nothing derogatory. The most wins and the most playoff wins in the NFC.
In the
Obviously, they had the Super Bowl. Yeah, in 2020s. And they've been, they're in an ass division, which that helps a little bit too.
Those Brady years really paid off, but yeah, no, they've still been good post Brady. Like the fall off, that he retired, and they've won 2 division titles since then, right? They won back-to-back division titles after he retired.
I think.
Yeah, 4 straight.
Yeah,
is it? 4 straight. So they've, they lost Brady and they're still winning division titles. That's a testament to it's a good team. And what's crazy about it is, and I was looking at this earlier. I should have pulled them up. Their cap situation has actually been really bad the last 2 years because they made a lot of cap sacrifices for those last couple of Brady years, and they've been paying, the piper, as they say, these last 2 years. It starts to open up a little bit this offseason, but it really opens up for them next offseason. So they're an interesting franchise, and I know a lot of Baker hate in our chat. Baker's been pretty good. He's been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, 29 turnovers. That's what he could do in the offseason. Big apple pies, baby. Apple turnovers, peach turnovers.
Hey, 2 division titles. What was it, 70-something touchdowns over the last 2 seasons?
So he's a little bit lesser Dak.
I will say, has Dak ever thrown 70 touchdowns across 2 seasons? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think he has. Anyways, I will say this. I speak highly of Baker, and I know his stat line looked very good in the game, and I said this in the chat as well. I think one of the biggest downfalls of Baker Mayfield is his thought process of his ability to run, or the thought he has in his mind of his ability to run is not what his actual ability to run is. He had 3 or 4 scrambles in that game that he had no business leaving the pocket. It was still clean pocket. And he scrambled and he gained no yards or lost yards on all 4 of them. 2 of them ended drives. And I think those are the kind of plays that are what keep Baker more to the middle of the pack as opposed to really elevating him to an upper echelon QB.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to the salary cap situation. Imagine they hadn't have lucked into Baker coming into his own the last couple of years at that cost. They could have signed or brought in bum after bum. So maybe somebody would have gotten them 14 wins and then collapsed the final 2 weeks of the last week of the season and the playoffs. But the Bucs, they've been good, but one and done this year, fellas, as they say.
That's because Todd Bowles has Bruce Arians' playbook like the water boy. Like he's just holding out that playbook, clenching it, and now there's no more plays left. What are you going to do, Todd? What are you going to do now, buddy? You got to get your own plays. Sucks.
You know, Evans is just ridiculous. 11 straight, obviously 1,000-yard seasons, and then just the plays that he make that where he dove backwards, stretching out his arm to get a first down on the sideline on that throw there. He's just a monster.
That was the only receiver ever to 11, or him and Jerry Rice, the only receivers
Him
ever
and Jerry
11
Rice.
straight
He's tied.
1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah. I think Jerry Rice has 14 overall, but 11 straight. All right, the other games we can jet down here a little bit. Chargers, Texans. Let's pause there for a moment. I say let's whip through this. But
I like the Chargers too, Farace. Don't worry, I did.
Yeah, we all did. We all picked the Chargers. I was like, man, Texans. I was really thinking because in the back of my mind, I was like, what if the Chargers charge? What if the Chargers do their thing? And so is it time to start talking about Herbert in the same vein as you talk about like Dak, regular season quarterback, 4 picks? I know, but
played 2 playoff games. He's played 2 playoff games.
What has he done in the playoffs? I said start. Let's not. Fuck Dak. Dak is in a league of his own.
He had 4 interceptions. 3 of them went off receivers' hands. Three of them hit his receivers' hands, and then ended up being an interception that the other team caught. One of them was
all we're going to
literally
see is one
handed
touchdown
to the
picks.
defender. I don't know what the hell Will Dissly was doing on that thing. He was like, "Here you go," and just literally just pitched the ball right to the guy. But no, you know what really infuriates me, and I don't mean to bring the Dolphins into this argument. I don't mean to Bill Simmons this and bring my personal team into every argument.
My favorite is when he brings up basketball. That cousin sounds like, 6 minutes in, talking about the NBA.
cousin Sal, you got to pay attention because cousin Sal, he doesn't draw a lot of attention to it, but he has some real good zings he gets in.
Yes.
He had a great one this week when Bill Simmons was talking about how many NFL players were good in high school and good in college before they got to NFL. And cousin Sal's like, probably a lot of them, probably quite a few. They went from a very large pool of high school kids to a very small pool of college kids to an even smaller pool of NFL players. I would say they were probably pretty good.
Probably good.
That was the stupidest comment I've ever heard. How many were actually good all the way through? All of them. Just about all of them.
Bill Simmons he'll pause and say something just like, I'm like, what?
Oh, since he declared
but I'm in love with it. And he
Steelers-
also loves Baker Mayfield, Dave. So I also don't tag. I don't even know where that came from. To be honest with you,
since he declared the Pittsburgh Steelers the best team in the AFC, I don't think they won a game since then. I don't know if anyone saw that. They were like 10-3 at the time, and I think they lost every game after that, which was probably one of the funnier things I've ever seen. Okay, anyways, back to Herbert. Dolphins Twitter has been going berserk because Herbert had a 4 interception playoff game. Oh, this is the guy we're supposed to take over Tua. It's like, hey guys, did y'all watch the Tua in the playoffs last year? Because he was ass. He was throwing interceptions that only hit the defender's hands. He was bad. I had to throw that in there. And Dolphins Twitter is the most.
The Chargers don't want him. I know a certain team in the East that would gladly take him, which would solve a major amount of problems. I'll still take him. I don't give a shit. I'll still take him.
Can we do a Giants minute later? I have a lot of questions for you guys.
It's a massive upgrade. It's a massive upgrade.
A lot of questions.
But we do have to do a end of season.
Oh shit! Show. All right. So let me stop talking. Let's move it along.
Well, you don't have to stop talking, but
can I ask what? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? He's trying to get under my skin. I don't even know what that means.
It's actually from both teams. It's Aaron Judge dropped that ball. Luis Castillo dropped the pop up for the Yankees to win. He's making fun of both teams.
Who's Luis Castillo, the former Marlin?
He dropped the A-Rod ball.
Yeah, A-Rod popped the ball up.
All right.
So
I didn't understand what you're saying. Okay.
Hand in hand.
Whatever.
That's fine. But have an appointment with the glove specialist. Terzio says the Jets. What about the Jets?
He's just reminding us there's a franchise called the Jets. Move on.
Is there anything else? Hey guys, I don't know if you saw it today, but they officially tweeted out that Jeff Ulbrich completed his head coaching interview today.
Oh man. All right. Anything else? What you guys think about how CJ Stroud played?
I thought after the one play where he fumbled the snap and then scrambled out to his right and threw like a 30-yard completion to get a first down, I thought after that point in the game, he looked really good. Before that point in the game, he looked terrible. Yeah. Oh, it's like the switch went off. He's like, oh, yeah, I can play football. I forgot. Yeah, he looked great after that. I thought he looked he reminded me a lot of the CJ Stroud we saw last year that feels like we haven't seen a lot of this year. Yes, yeah, he looked good. I don't think it changes my opinion of what's going to happen this coming week, but, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so that was the Saturday afternoon game. The Sunday. What? Look at me jumping from a whole 24 hours plus. Steelers Ravens was the Saturday game. Ravens taking care of business. Steelers. Listen, I remember this is the exact same story that played out. What was it, about 5 years ago? Steelers were like 11-2. I don't know if they finished like 13-3 or whatever the case was back then, 16 games. Just dominant during the regular season and was gone in the first round. Same thing. Now, granted, I don't think many people thought that they were going to beat the Ravens, but to be down lifeless at that point, and then you get everybody's hopes up. Who took the over on the point? It always goes back to gambling. They score 14 points. Third quarter, like 200 and whatever yards of offense, and then that's it. Game finishes 28-14. Nothing unexpected again, but now, Timmy, there's talks about, is Tomlin going to get traded in this offseason? Is he just a regular season quarterback? A regular season head coach now with the one and dones, no success in the playoffs. They asked Russell Wilson, what's the plan? He said the plan is to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They signed him, what's his name? Another backup quarterback. But they got the Russell Wilson situation, Fields, and what did I say? Justin Wilson, right?
Fields, but either way, they're both free agents, though. They're both, same.
Oh, let me just call him Justin Fields. That's the combo. Justin Fields. That's it.
His name is Justin Fields.
Quarterback for the Steelers. Justin Fields.
What do you mean?
Isn't his name Justin Fields?
Russell Fields.
Oh, Justin. Yes.
I'm so confused right now.
Got me completely screwed up there.
You did.
Timmy,
it's all right. It's all right.
Timmy, should we trade Dayball?
Oh my God, yes. Don't even answer. I don't have to finish that fucking question. Absolutely.
Someone would trade for Dayball? What?
Finish that question.
Dayball on $30 million to the Steelers.
Listen, just talking about this, let me give out my first ever Fugazi Awards. 2 teams from each conference. Steelers, congratulations. Fugazi. Everyone, oh my God, the Steelers. And for the NFC, of course, that's the Minnesota Vikings. Congratulations, you won the Fugazi Awards. People talking like you were the greatest thing in the world, and no. They weren't beating the Lions or the Eagles. I don't give a shit anybody says. The Vikings.
No, they weren't.
So, will Tomlin be traded? Why just fire him? Why trade him? What are you going to get for a? I don't know. Like, trading the coaches thing is always a little weird for me.
Sean Payton sat out a year and got the Broncos a first and a second round pick.
I'm not saying you're going to trade the guy. Trading, I don't know. You
their track records are very similar, by the way. That record wise and whatnot. Their records were before Payton got traded to Denver from the Saints. His record compared to Tomlin's is very similar to what Tomlin's is now.
Oh, he's only got 1 Super Bowl. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't like the idea of trading for a coach, especially giving up draft picks for a coach or whatever. I think that's a little ridiculous. Fire him. Yeah, let him go.
I would normally agree. I'm really torn on this Tomlin thing because, like, I've been a big Tomlin guy for a long time, and I still don't really want to blame him for their failures. Oh, excuse me. He's not in charge of personnel decisions, so he's not the one that decides. He's not the one that picks the quarterbacks that are put on the roster. He's just the one that decides which one starts. And I know
they went to the bargain bin this year. Bargain basement.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wait. Yeah. I'll interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I'll go as far as to say is they've overachieved in a lot of his years. So what does that say about him?
But isn't that a sign of a good coach?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think they've overachieved. This year, overachieved. Last year, over whatever they did. I think that's why he's a great. You get him the weapons, you get him the personnel, and yeah, he's winning the AFC.
Well, this is my whole. That's been my Mike Vrabel argument on why I think Mike Vrabel's a great head coach for years. Is that some of those Tennessee rosters that he was winning a lot of games with were not good rosters. They really weren't, and he was winning the South and shit. They had a year where they were like 13-3 under him. Like he had some really good Titans teams, and they fired him because he lost a power struggle with their new GM, who they then fired a year later. Makes perfect sense. Sign of a great franchise. Yep. Which, by the way, the GM had gotten a 4-year extension 1 year prior to being fired. That hadn't even kicked in yet. He's going to make all the money on his 4-year extension that he has not even been the general manager for yet. That's amazing. Yep. Good job, not John Robinson. Oh my God, that's their former GM. What's their Rand Carthon?
Well, the Raiders are paying 4 head coaches right now, aren't they?
Are they really?
Yeah. Even back to they're still paying Gruden.
Well, no, that got settled. So I don't think there's still
payments going through. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
I think that was like a one-time thing because there was some language in his contract that made it seem like they could get out of it, and there was an undisclosed settlement that was reached, and everything went away after that.
He'll be back. Right,
there was rumors he was going to get.
I know
he works for Barstool.
Barstool, yeah. I saw his welcoming video, and
as annoying as he can be sometimes, when you get to watch him actually like break down game film, you can see why the dude was a really good.
I used to love that on Monday Night Football.
He's really good at it. He's really.
I was watching
They caught me on Twitter the other day. I was scrolling and I caught a John Gruden breaking down film, and I was sucked in. I was like, God damn, he still got it.
Yeah. All right. Well, and the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2017.
16.
2017.
Is it 16 or 17?
20. It shows 2017 they lost in the divisional round. But they were 13-3 that year. I mean, they've been so in 2017 they were 13-3. Then they won 9-8. Then they won 12, 9-9, 10-10. So
yeah, but 17 they played in the divisional round. They had a bye. That was back in the 2-bye format.
Yeah. So it's
2016. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016.
Got it. Yeah.
That was 2 kids ago
in the conference. That's great. Shit. Suddenly, I don't feel all that bad about the Giants. Giants have won a playoff game since then.
Hey, you want me to Bill Simmons it again?
We can just keep it there that the Giants have won a playoff game since then.
I was going to say, it's been 25 years since the Dolphins have won one. I barely remember it at this point.
Yeah, that's rough.
I was in fucking elementary school when that happened.
Sunday, Broncos, Bills. Broncos were a little feisty at the beginning of the game. But that was never going to be a game. Hey, but shout out to Bo Nix for the season that he had. He proved to be a nice little find there. And we did not even rank him in our preseason rankings. So what I want to say happened is he took that and he made that locker board material for himself. Pop Culture Pros hates me. They don't even want to rank me. I'll go out there, prove myself.
Hey, good for Bo. Good for you.
But alas, another boring game that took place. And any thoughts on this?
I thought the Broncos would put up a little bit of a fight. I thought the Broncos would be feisty in that game. I really did.
First 6 minutes.
Yeah, that was it. It was the one drive. They had one drive, and they looked really good on that one drive, and then did not do anything the rest of the game. I don't know what happened after that.
Good night, buddy. Terzio. When's the next wrestling show? When's the next?
I'm not sure, Terzio. We're going through a rebranding. That's all I can say.
Some shit's going down, Terzio.
Shit's going down. That's all I can say.
And while we're at it, do we want to you gave us an update on Eric a few weeks back.
Listen, he's on a.
You know what?
I can't stop him. He's on a
I have a
walkabout.
positive thing to say about Eric. One positive thing.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
You know what that is?
He smells nice.
I don't know that. No, the one nice thing I could say about Eric Zant is that him being gone elevated our overall percentage of wins in the NFL picks.
That's kind of mean. Listen,
It's
he's on a
actually super
walkabout.
mean.
I mean, we're talking outer Mongolia. We're talking parts unknown. We're talking God.
I heard he's fighting the fires.
He is. He's fighting the fires. He's there now. I seen him walk out with a fucking koala and a fucking deer baby walking out of these fucking fires, man. He's just doing it all.
A lot of koalas in California.
You'd be surprised how many koalas in California. These people with their zoos. These famous people with their zoos. I seen him walk out with a wallaby. Also, some Australian guy has his own zoo. I mean, come on, he's out there doing it.
They stole Mike Tyson's tiger. Come on, you know.
Right. He swears to me he'll be back, and when he comes back, Just Too Sweet will be glorious once again. That's all I can say.
You know, maybe he just can't handle the pressure of being great. I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay.
So speaking of,
that's a quote we got to put down somewhere.
That's got to be in the new intro. He couldn't handle the pressure. People question, could he handle?
That's it. That's going to be in the bumper for when the show gets rebranded. That's what it's going to be.
Speaking of not being able to handle the pressure, we can lump Eric Zant into Jordan Love. No, I don't want to be so harsh on Jordan Love. He did have the triage center all over the field for his wide receivers, everybody going down.
Blue Cross Blue Shield at receiver for him in that game.
Nuts. I will, however, want to say that he couldn't cover plus 11. Couldn't cover plus 11. My God, kick a field goal down there. Down 11, kick the field goal. Cover. All right, well, listen.
You can't kick a field goal down 12. That does absolutely nothing.
Kick a fucking field goal. I don't give a fuck.
Man.
All right. Degenerates aside, Packers, Eagles. I don't think anybody thought that the Packers were going to win this game. Then they get even more injured than they already were. Oh, you did pick the Packers. My bad. All right. Well, I feel that might be a little bit more hatred.
I picked with my heart this week, not with my head. I did. I fully.
I'm not gonna. I did a double take when I saw that. I saw Tim pick the Packers. I was like,
I picked with my heart this week, not with my head. And that from now on, I'll pick with my head.
All right. Well, when you're picking with your head, not many people would have picked the Packers in this game. But
especially in Philly, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that Jordan Love and the Packers, as poorly as they played, as injured as they got, to me, the Eagles didn't look all that impressive to be facing a team. Yes, they were they finish 11-5, 11-6.
Talking about the Rams?
No, the
Eagles were 12 and the Packers were, I think they're 11-6, right? Because last one.
Whatever. A very good regular season team in that tough NFC North with the Lions and the Vikings. I don't think they looked all that impressive. I know Saquon did the slide, and screwed up a whole bunch of parlays, but that's just my thought on it. Timmy, unleash hell.
I can't take the blinders off for that slide. I can't. He cost me 2 other parlays. 2, not just 1, 2. I'm not going to lose my cool. I'm not. You want to know why? Me and Dave on the last we talked about him on Just Too Sweet. We talked about him for like 2 minutes, and I wished him luck. I did, and I wished him luck, and I actually wanted him to break the record against the Giants. Wait the record to come out. It's fine. I wouldn't have been offended by it. His former teammates would have liked it. Fine, and I was ready to move on. And now you just keep poking the bear, Saquon. I mean, Jesus Christ, score the touchdown. Who cares? You know the bettors are out there. People got to start thinking about the bettors, man. Think about that should be Pop Culture Pro's T-shirt. Think about the bettors. That's it. That has to be made. That has to be made.
It's a great shirt.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm writing that down.
It's a good shirt.
Right here. Think about the betters. Am I right? Pop Culture Pros or Unsportsmanlike Conduct, one or the other. That's it. Shirts getting made. Shirts getting made.
I want to add one more thing to the Eagles thing and Jalen Hurts. In his 3 playoff victories, in the Eagles playoff victories in which Jalen Hurts is the quarterback, these are his stat lines. Against the Giants, 16 to 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. Against the where are we at? Against the 49ers, 15 to 25, 121 yards, no touchdowns. No turnovers either. No interceptions either. And Green Bay, 13 to 21, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Doesn't blow you away. This to me is indicative of being a well-rounded team when your quarterback can have so little involvement in the passing game, and they're well-rounded. Now, what is that like? How can they survive to get through these playoffs with Jalen Hurts playing at that level?
No, that's another reason why I really picked the Packers to win. I'm not sold on Hurts. I haven't been. Maybe he'll shut me up. Maybe he won't. But he's the reason why I really did. I picked the Packers to win. I don't think he's a good quarterback in the playoffs, and like I said, he hasn't been. So, but they won at home. The defense is so good. Saquon's still a madman. But yeah, as far as Hurts goes, he is the reason why I picked against him. Really is. Melo says not just my heart.
Showing a lot this season. He cares more about his team winning than personal stats. I think Saquon's always been that way. I don't think that's something new this season. I know it's more in the spotlight now, in the national spotlight, because of the team that he's on and the success that the team is having and the success that he's having. But he's always been that. Even in his college days, he's been great with the community. Even when he's having his playing his video games, he's super nice, super chill to people. Never gets upset, all that stuff.
So what you're saying was that was a bridge we just crossed over? There was something underneath the bridge. Is that what you're hinting at here, maybe? Something hiding under the bridge, lurking?
Oh. There's always something lurking under the bridge. Always. And your take here on this game.
I agree with the Eagles offense. They've got some problems. The one thing that's going to save them in a lot of matchups is their offensive line is still the best in football. If you're 6'5", 350 pounds and slightly athletic, they will find a way to throw you out there on a toss play and see you bowling people over 15 yards down the field. And it still amazes me when I see Jordan Mailata, all 6'7", 375 of him, fucking sprinting down the field, bowling people over, or Mekhi Becton, who, famous Jets bust. He's going to be a Pro Bowler at guard for the Eagles this year. I don't know if anyone realizes that. Landon Dickerson, converted Alabama center, drafted him as a center. They'd never had the intention of playing him at center. He was always going to be a guard. Landon Dickerson's probably the best left guard in football. I don't know if anyone realizes that. He's really good. He's also incredibly athletic. He's 6'5", 350. 6'5", 350. He was 12 yards down the field running someone over on a running play on Sunday. Sunday. Yeah, Sunday? Saturday? Whatever day it was. All the days blend together. Too many days with football now. That's not a real statement. There's not too many. There's not too many days of football. But no, I don't know how they do it with this offensive line. I mean, I know how they do it. It's their offensive line coach, whose name escapes me at the moment. What's his name? I forgot it. But yeah, no, what they've done with that offensive line over the last, it's been like 8 years now. They've arguably had the best line in football, if not longer. I mean, when they win the Super Bowl, 17, so literally 8 years, and they were probably better even the couple years before that. That's going to take them a lot of places. Do they have enough to beat a Detroit? I don't know. Can Vic Fangio slow down Ben Johnson and Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta and David Montgomery, who's back playing now, and Jameson Williams? I could keep going. They have a billion weapons on that offense. I've said for a good 10 weeks now that we were on a collision course for Eagles Lions, and I don't have any reason to believe that's going to change because I think the Eagles are going to kill the Rams next week. But
that was the worst pedigree in the history of pedigrees.
It was pretty bad. Hey, but let's congratulate social media for tracking down that dickhead Eagles fan.
The Eagles fan, yes, he got fired.
Yeah, he got fired from his job, you dumb jerk off.
That's what you. Hey, listen, heckling, encouraged. We encourage heckling. Yes. We don't encourage whatever the fuck that guy was doing because that's not heckling.
I don't understand, bro. It's like she clapped the one video. I know there were multiple videos, but the one video I saw, she was clapping because they got an extra yard and you just get touchdown.
C word popping everywhere.
C word is rough, man. That's rough. But kudos to the guy because first of all, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Surrounded by Eagles.
He would not have made it out of that stadium.
And second of all, this is what happens when you think. I don't know how to take the high road sometimes, but this is what happens. Take the high road.
Plus, they would have got thrown out.
National embarrassment. Yeah.
The Green Bay guy throws a punch, he's getting thrown out.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen at the Bills and the Jets. You start fighting, they throw you out. I was like, yeah, but they started. They threw some. I don't care. They're Jets fans. They're season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. They stay and you get thrown out of the game. It's all horse shit. Eagles, Jets, you green fucks, you're all the same. You're garbage. Your fans are garbage. You disgust me. So good. I'm glad that guy got fired. I hope he got fired. I hope he's homeless by next week. Son of a bitch. The Lions got lucky. They've been the best team in the league for 2 years. They got lucky.
Oh, he's saying that they got lucky. Yeah, the Bucs lost.
Yeah, they got lucky. Yeah. All right.
Oh man! All right. And then the Monday night game again. Not very. Peyton and Eli were entertaining. Game was not. And a lot of Sam Darnold detractors proven right last night. Back to back, not so great games. 9 sacks. And now I think I saw that his average snap to sack time was over 4 seconds. You're holding on the ball too much, bro.
Yeah, that's too long.
What was seeing ghosts? I think it was just north of 4 seconds.
You having Jets flashbacks?
Yeah, right. But the Rams were ready for it. Game being held in Arizona, obviously, because of the fire situation in Los Angeles. But it was a lot of Viking fans there. I don't understand what happened there. The point was brought up today. Why didn't they move this to Vegas?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we like Arizona for some reason. And somebody said it was on Bill Simmons. They were talking about a neutral site. And yeah, Cousin Sal was like, why would they neutral site? This is a Rams home game. Go to Vegas. Yeah, and they were like, for a game, for a bachelor party, for get away from your family weekend, people drive to Vegas, not to Phoenix.
Yeah, that game 100% should have been in Vegas.
All right. Well, the Vikings 14-2, vying for a one seed. Fugazi the last couple weeks. And Sam Darnold probably lost at least some nice chunk of percentage of the $50 million that he was supposed to get, or
not getting that
perceived to be getting. What man? Did you guys see this coming? Dave will say he did because he picked the Rams, but the rest of us, did you see? Were we just waiting on the Sam Darnold collapsed, or do you think people generally thought that this was a new Sam Darnold?
That's an interesting question.
Because now you think about it, you've seen this whole 6 years before this of not so great football play. Then he's 14-2 with the Vikings, and now he's going to go from $10 million that was his contract to $50 million or more. Feels like a lot of people bought into.
I think
what
the
happened this
best
year.
comparison of what his contract should look like is the Baker Mayfield contract. Oddly enough, 3 years,
Was
$100
it
million,
33? Yeah.
with basically like a year and a half guaranteed. Basically the entire first season and a small portion of the second season will be what's guaranteed. And so if a team signs him, they could technically get out of it after 1 year. He'll get a decent chunk of that deal makes the most sense to me. It's not going to be in Minnesota. I can tell you that. I don't know if anyone saw Kevin O'Connell's comments.
Or JJ
back
McCarthy tweeting in Latin something about bait.
And just to backtrack on one of Melo's trolling comments, the Lions had a middle of the pack schedule this year, not the easiest. They weren't in the bottom 10. They weren't in the bottom 12 in terms
You know
of
who has the
easiest
hardest schedule
so-
next year? Who has the hardest schedule next year?
I know that's the hardest schedule.
The
next
New
year.
York Football Giants.
How?
And why? Like what?
Yeah,
Oh, you
fuck
guys play
up.
the North. That's why. Because
Yeah,
you guys play
we're
the
fucked.
NFC North. Good luck with that. Is it time for our Giants minute?
No.
The usual
No.
schedule. By the way, even though I brain farted Melo, I did like the Rams to win, but I brain
The
farted.
ding-dongs.
I don't know why.
One
So
of-
you're
one
not
of
the only
ding-dongs.
one who picked them. Yeah, what are they going to do now? Sam Darnold's
Who,
their
the
man,
Vikings?
or JJ McCarthy?
They'll go to so here's the thing. The Vikings only have about 60 million.
Or Daniel Jones.
He's a free agent.
That'll
He won't be
never
back.
happen.
He won't be back. He won't be back. They have 60 million in cap space. In terms of players that played more than 35% of the snaps for them this year, they have the most unrestricted. They're going to lose the most snaps in free agency this year of any other team. They have a ton of free agents, and it's a lot of guys that actually played a lot of meaningful minutes for them. So, meaningful downs, excuse me. So yeah, they're in a pretty rough situation. You can't double down on that by then paying Sam Darnold $30-40 million when you have JJ McCarthy there. Like, you have to go back to your plan. I understand this year was an anomaly. You 14 wins, great season. That's all great. But if there is truly a plan in place, you need to get back on track with the plan. And that's not paying Sam Darnold $30-40 million. Let someone else go do that. Let him go be Pittsburgh's new quarterback next year for $35 million or some shit. Don't be that team. Move on with JJ. Go sign. Maybe you bring Daniel Jones back to back up JJ next year, so you have someone who's started before in the league. But you don't pay Sam. There's no way.
Well, Melo, who's he going to learn from?
And not learning from Darnold. That's for damn sure. Don't get Darnold.
All right. So for the week, we got 2, 4, 6 games. So I went 4-2. I didn't go through this before the show. Timmy 3-3, Melo 4-2, Ant 3-3.
Who was the third game I lost?
Chargers, Bucs, Vikings.
Did you brain fart too, Aaron? Did you want the Rams
No.
also?
No. I did pick.
I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, I can go back. I'm not worried about it right now. It's not a big deal. Melo's like 6 games back of me, so it doesn't matter.
All right. Let's take a quick rewind to right before the season and take a look at what our records were for over-unders for NFL teams.
Do you already have the records, or do I need to keep a
I got 'em.
tally?
No,
Okay.
I got them all. I did a little work. Okay,
Ooh, a little
little work
pre-show.
in the new
Love it.
year. Did
Love
some
it.
work. All right,
Turning over a new leaf in this new year.
yeah, do a little something around here. All right. Well, I will say, though I am the leader in the picks, the weekly picks, I finished dead last when it came to over-unders at 18-14.
Okay.
Bill Simmons 25-7 at this to set the bar.
He was really good. Yeah, I saw
Degenerate
that.
of degenerates. Timmy finished in third place at 20-12. Right, that's nice. Sounds a whole lot better than 18. It's only 2 more, but it sounds a whole lot better. Melo, second place, sorry. At 21-11.
Yeah, but
Which
one of those-
leaves
one of those
Ant
11
to be victorious. Just 2 games behind Bill Simmons, 23-9. Ant,
It's a good one.
nice
good
work,
one.
buddy.
Take it.
Nice
Nice.
work.
Take it. It's a shame I didn't bet every single one of those. I'd be much happier right now.
So, wanna go? I'm gonna go through a few of these. Some that we were all in on, that we were all wrong. Like Arizona, we were all wrong, dead wrong. Not by a lot. Over under was 7.5. Actual was 8, but we were all wrong.
Can I guess the 9 teams I missed?
Do you want?
I know
okay.
I know you just gave me Arizona, so that's
yeah. You
one.
got Arizona.
Vegas.
No.
I hit
You had
Vegas.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm only going to give myself 3 misses, and then we'll just reveal them because I don't want to take up too much time. Jacksonville.
You got that right.
The Dolphins. I missed on the Dolphins. I know that. There's 2.
The Dolphins. Yes, you missed.
I missed on the Bills also, didn't I?
You missed on the Bills.
I think we all missed on the Bills. Did we all miss on the
Did we?
Bills?
Yes, we did.
None of us predicted. None of us predicted.
It was
the Bills
10.5. I picked the Bills to win the division, but I thought,
Yeah, no receivers,
And
defense
win.
depleted.
Yeah.
No one figured they'd be where they were right now.
Vikings and Bears. Are those the Vikings? I know Melo gave me the
my.
Vikings, but the Vikings and the
Bears. Yes, you're correct. You missed the Bears.
Well, there's my 3rd strike. So I missed because I got the.
No,
I missed the Bears.
You missed. Yeah.
And the Vikings.
And then
I
the
missed as well.
Vikings, you also missed. We all of us missed.
So that's 5.
Their over under was 7.5.
4
right?
more.
No one's predicting 14 wins for the fucking Vikings last
14
year.
wins. What are you doing?
What
are you doing?
I want to say Seattle.
No, you got that correct.
All right, that's my 3rd miss. So I got 5 of them.
All right. The misses for you was Arizona, Buffalo, which we all missed both of those 2. Chicago, Cincinnati. The only one who correctly picked Cincinnati was Melo with the under. Dallas, we all missed that one. We all picked the over. It was 9.5. They had 7. You missed the Rams. Yeah, under on the Rams.
I missed the Rams. Oh,
Mhm.
I did.
Yep. 8.5. Actual 10. Dolphins. You got that. You picked that. Vikings and the Commanders. Wow, the Commanders. So let's just. I'll run down some of the crazier things. Atlanta, we were all right on the under. Baltimore, all right on the over. Buffalo, all wrong. Carolina, we nailed that shit. 5 versus 5.5. Chicago, me and Melo got that correct. Cincinnati, Melo was the only one that got that right. Cleveland, Melo was the only one that got that wrong. Over under was 8.5 for Cleveland.
He picked over. We all picked under.
Why? Dallas, we were all wrong. Denver and the Lions, Melo was the only one wrong on both of those. Green Bay, Houston, and the Colts, we were all correct. Jacksonville, Dave was the only one that missed it. KC and Vegas, we were all correct. Chargers, Timmy and Ant, only one that was correct. Rams, Timmy and Melo. Dolphins, Melo was the only one that was correct on that one. The only one that had the under. Unders for Vikings, we all screwed that up, obviously. So did the rest of the world. That had to be one of Bill Simmons'. He didn't say which ones were his misses, though. Patriots, we all got that right. 4.5 versus 4. Correct there. Saints, all of us chose under. All of us correct. Giants, Timmy was optimistic. The rest of us got it right. The Jets.
That ain't happening ever again.
For the Jets, Ant was the only one correct on the under. Very well done there, sir.
Listen, I'll tell you right
Eagles-
now, I'm picking the Giants under already for next year. I don't care.
Their over under is 1.5.
Under.
Oh shit. Seahawks. All right, Seahawks. I probably thought more with my heart, not my head. Pick the under there. You guys all got that right. 49ers. Ant was the only one who got it right. He got the crystal ball injuries.
The only one who picked the under.
Under. Steelers, we were all over because it was 8.5, and we know better. Eagles, I said I was the only one that was under. Seahawks and the Bucs probably played into my hatred there. I was the only one who got both of those wrong. Titans. Timmy went with the Titans. The over. That was incorrect, sir. The rest of us got that right, and the Commanders. Melo was the only one who got it right. 6.5, got 12.
Well, I still had Will Levis fever at the beginning of the year.
You did.
That's gone now officially. It's gone. So
Yeah.
let's see what's coming out of this year's draft. We can adopt.
So, you don't want to adopt Shador?
No,
Jackson Dart. Here we go.
that's it. That's a great fucking name too.
It is. It's a phenomenal. He's a quarterback, and his name is Dart.
That's it. It
Dart.
happened. It just happened.
That's
it.
it.
Just happened.
It's official.
That's a
Dart
joke
with
waiting
the
to happen.
dart.
Darth Vader. I mean, you call all
Darth
kinds of names.
Vader.
He sucks when blasted Dart.
Jackson Dart, the new quarterback mascot of PCP.
No matter where he goes, that's it. Unless he's a Cowboy, Redskin, Eagle, or any one of your rivals, man, he can't be.
Just the Jets. I don't care if he goes anywhere else because it doesn't matter if he goes to the Bills or Patriots. He'll never play. So
Okay, he'll be our official mascot this year.
I had to dig deep for the blowouts tonight, fellas. Always a blowout. I don't see any
Table
in the NBA.
tennis.
Well, I guess table tennis.
hey,
yeah, Milwaukee's up by 22 against
Steve,
Sacramento.
you talk about being a degenerate. Do you ever lose a bet and it's late at night and you're looking at the Hard Rock app and all that's there is table tennis and
There's
you're like,
some
fuck it,
fucked up-
because you can watch it through the app and like, fuck it, let's see how this guy does. You've never done that?
I parlayed that with Ohio State last week. What do you-
Yes, I love it. I've done that multiple times.
Oh shit!
I bet when it gets about 3-4 a.m., Steve's whiskey glass starts talking. You should bet table tennis, Steve. Time to get even, baby. Time to get even.
That's my head. That's my head.
Say,
As soon as I lose a bet.
South Korea, the over/under on a number of hours to get the president for enforcing martial law. That's
Oh my god.
6.5.
Steve's over here doing political over-unders. Oh, my kids would hunt you down for that thing. Oh my god. That thing would be worshipped
great.
in my household.
It's awesome.
It does look pretty cool.
Winnipeg's whooping up on Vancouver 6-0. Boston beat the Lightning 6-2. So we got a few blowouts across the sports world.
Oh, early blowout watch. Denver's up 20 early second quarter.
Oh, something's cooking out there. All right, got something cooking in Denver. They're baking out there. All right, let's move it on to some quarterback games before we get to our picks for the divisional round here this coming weekend. Ant put together a couple. I didn't number them. Shit. Let me just make sure I got the right one.
One of them has only 3 categories. The other should have 5. So do the 3 category one first.
Yes. Okay. 3 category first. Sorry, my brain heard what you said and then processed and then paused.
So 2 QB games. I did not have more time. I wish I did. I did not get to do a lot of the ones I wanted to do, but I did do 2 that I felt were pretty interesting. So this is game 1. 3 stat categories. I kept this one rather simple. Okay. So turnovers per game. Yards per game. These are all quarterbacks. So yards does include rushing yards. That's rushing and passing combined. Yards per game. And then touchdowns per game. Again, I don't put a passing or a rushing or anything in front of it. It's just touchdowns. So this is the amount of touchdowns on average that they score per game. Those are your 3 categories, A, B, C, and D. Turnovers per game, yards per game, touchdowns per game. 4 quarterbacks.
Well, because I always just try to skirt around your games now. There's two ways I can go about this. B, turnovers per game, 129. That's my birthday. D, 0.81.
I love that Steve has completely thrown out the stats for the way he
that's
picks.
The year
now.
I was born. So,
my mind games have totally worked on Steve.
yes, absolutely. They absolutely have. All right. And this is this year or
I'm not
career or
that information is not available.
Oh, you dirty sons of bitches out there. You dirty sons of bitches.
Melo, feel free to chime in with your order as well.
Melo's sleeping.
I love the stitch in the background.
They don't touch him for a while. That's what he does.
All right, there goes Melo. ACBD.
Fuck me. CABD.
I'm with you with the CA.
No.
And then just BD.
No. CADB. I'm sorry. Those turnovers. The turnovers are turning me off.
Gotcha.
CADB.
I'm gonna go CA. And just to complete the birthday, 129.81. BD.
BD. All right. So I will start out by revealing the bottom of this list.
Bottom two are BD.
The bottom of this list is an MVP award winner. The bottom of this list is Lamar Jackson from last season. That's 2023 Lamar Jackson there on the bottom. Let's see. The consensus number one would have been C, which is Josh Allen this season. That is 2024 Josh Allen, C. B,
high five, Timmy.
And B, and this is where you guys are probably going to pick up on what this game actually is. B is 2023 Josh Allen. And A will be 2024 Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took each of these quarterbacks last 2 years. There were a lot of people last year. Lamar won the MVP who said Josh Allen deserved it. Josh Allen is the heavy betting favorite currently to win MVP. And a lot of people are saying Lamar Jackson should win it. So I just figured we would throw those 2 years in a blender and throw out some stats.
That's pretty
to
glorious.
Get some opinions. So there you have it. These are just 23 and 24, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen being the middle two, 23-24. Lamar being the top and bottom, 24-23.
So my birthday is kind of like the black and white cookie.
Kinda.
Look to the cookie, Elaine. Oh, Julie Dice has lost her house.
I do want to point out on that that the numbers that Lamar put up this year are absurd. I don't know if you looked at those, but
oh yeah,
those are absurd numbers. Almost well over 2.5 touchdowns per game.
That's why this is a dream matchup.
Half a turnover, and he was accounting for 300 yards of total offense while having the NFL's number 2 leading rusher. So,
Tweety Bird.
All right.
Seinfeld fans will get it.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I just want you to know I went to a thrift store and I saw this. It's the blue one. You can't find the blue one anywhere, like the one from the show. I said I must have it.
You have to.
It's the best money I ever spent on anything because it's the blue one from Starfile. So yeah, that's gonna get put on people's laps during movies and stuff.
Yes. All right. We got one more quarterback game here. Let's pop this bad boy up. Boom.
All right. So this one, you have completion percentage, touchdown percentage, the percentage of quarterbacks throws that resulted in a touchdown, turnovers per game, yards per attempt, and yards after catch per completion. So the amount of yards a receiver averaged after he caught the pass.
Yeah.
So completion percentage, touchdown percentage, turnovers per game. So that does account for all forms of turnovers, yards per attempt, and yak per completion. Those are your stats.
I think this one's a little more obvious, but that's probably why Ant's gonna fucking laugh at us when we pick the wrong one. Because I'm like in BADC, like right off the bat.
Is that what you want?
That's what I want. That's what I want.
BA.
BADC. Bad.
So BADC. Steve tries so hard to like figure out the game.
Give me, Timmy. What'd you say? BACD.
BADC.
BADC.
BADC. Kind of like that. I'm gonna switch it up. Give me B. DAC.
BDAC. Okay.
And go fuck yourself too, huh?
So you both have the same number 1 and the same number 4. I will give Melo another like 30 to 40 seconds to give me a list. Come on, Melo. Melo is frantically ABDC.
ABDC.
ABDC. Okay. So I'm gonna assume Melo has a computer in front of him.
I don't even remember what the hell I said.
I have written down.
CABD.
So I will summarize this by all three of you. All three of you picked quarterback C as your number 4. All three of you had C as number 4. And I will say that if this was a game show, you would have all won a prize. Quarterback C is Sam Darnold this season. C is Sam Darnold.
Let's go.
You're obviously not working if you're answering my QB game questions. Don't lie to me. The next highest average, or I'm sorry, so that was number 4. The next lowest average quarterback was D. Now, if this was a game show, this is where you all would immediately lose the prize that you just won. D is Joe Burrow this season, who was fantastic. And had his team just won double-digit games, would have been the MVP. Hands down. That's Joe Burrow.
If the Chiefs
didn't
throw their last game because they were afraid.
So Dave had A number 1, Tim had A number 2, Steve had A number 3. A is the yeast himself, Baker Mayfield this season.
That's what he knew to pick.
That's why I said Melo has a computer in front of him. I know he does.
Whew.
I know he does. And B, who would finish the list as the consensus number 1 with finishes of 1, 1, and 2, is the leader of your number 1 seed in the NFC, Jared Goff. Jared Goff this season is B. There's your QB.
All right. Give us a quick rundown of the orders for each.
Okay, so to recap for each one for this game.
Yeah.
So Dave had Melo had Baker 1, Goff 2, Burrow 3, Darnold 4. Steve, you had Goff 1, Burrow 2, Baker 3, Darnold 4. And Tim had Goff 1, Baker 2, Burrow 3, Darnold 4. Everyone had Darnold 4.
I had the perfect.
I threw him in there just to see if I could make someone up.
I had the maybe that's another reason why Eric's not here. He can't deal with perfection.
I would probably make a case that Burrow's season this year was more impressive than Goff's, but that's a good case to be made.
It's a discussion that could be had. Yeah. Yeah. When they were just kind of like free balling MVP stuff on Bill Simmons weeks ago, and they were talking about Burrow and how you can't if you don't get the double. I think maybe that's where maybe both heard it, double-digit wins, or at least get in the playoffs. And then Bill Simmons mentioned, "Oh, Baker Mayfield's number 3 in my MVP," and then Sal says, "Well, he led the league in turnovers." He was like, "Oh no, he can't get it." That's the way the conversation went within the 15 seconds. All right. Melo's counting in and out the news, commercials. Let's look at. All right, Denver's still up big. Dallas. Oh, my guy who actually writes about the Heat for Sports Illustrated, Chandel Richardson, I think. Timeout. Oh, what?
Imagine if Baker had Higgins and Chase, numbers would be off the charts. Imagine if Joe Burrow had the Bucs offensive line. He might never turn the ball over.
Wasn't Melo the one? Was Melo the one who chuckled when you mentioned McMillan was out one game or that he played? He scored 8 touchdowns in like the last 6 games or something like that.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good damn receiver, and I know he also laughed at Otten. Was very good at tight end.
Yep.
Not
Bucky
to mention
Irving
future
was
Hall of
amazing.
Famer Mike Evans, and you got Bucky Irving. So don't tell me that there's not enough.
And
weapons.
even though Rashad White lost his job, Rashad White was a huge part of their offense this year. He actually had a really good season still.
Don't do that.
Look, trolls are gonna troll. You gotta ignore it.
Burrow threw 9 touchdown passes against the Ravens, 0-2.
He threw 9 touchdown passes against the Ravens and lost both games.
0-2.
That's insane.
0-2. They lost both games.
Hold on. Is that true?
Yes. Take a look.
There's no way.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Oh, my God. He threw for 428 and 4 touchdowns, lost 35-34. Oh, my God.
And what was the other game?
Where's the other one? Hold on. Where's the other one? He threw for 392 and 5 touchdowns and lost 38-41 in overtime.
9 touchdowns, 800+ yards, lost both games.
If they had a defense, my Super Bowl prediction would be correct.
Defense.
Yeah, my Super Bowl prediction would be very alive right now.
Holy shit. 800 yards and 9 touchdowns in 2 games, and he's 0-2. Oh, my God.
It's unbelievable. You know what?
I gotta look at this. That's crazy.
Baker was winning without receivers. No,
he had.
I know
3 games
not the name, but
without receivers. Mike Evans is not a receiver. Are we serious
how
right
many
now?
How many games did Evans miss? 1,000 yards, bud.
2, 3. Oh my God.
You see how
you know what? I'm gonna no. We're gonna look up Mike Evans real quick. we're gonna look this up because if I'm not mistaken, that was when they lost games this year. Is when Evans went down.
Don't get pulled under the bridge.
Hold on. No, I gotta look this up.
There's also this Tampa fan that's on Facebook, and he was talking about, they beat the Lions, they beat the Eagles. The Eagles, they didn't have the book reader. AJ Brown was out.
Get the fuck out of here. They had a 4-game losing streak. It started the game that Mike Evans got injured in the first quarter, and it continued for the next 3 games that he missed. Get the fuck out of here.
And now the Chargers win doesn't seem all that impressive. It doesn't feel as impressive as it was before.
He lost his number 2. They were better without Chris Godwin than they were with him.
And
I'll give you this. I have the stats in front of me. They were better without Chris Godwin than they were with him. The scores were 0-4. That's what was the score of those 4 games. After I had just had to look up Joe Burrow throwing 9 touchdowns and 800 yards in 2 games and losing. I don't give a fuck what those scores were. He lost all 4 games.
Listen, November 10th, I don't know what week that was, but they lost by 3 to the 49ers. Was that the week that he got hurt?
The 49ers fucking suck.
I know that. That's fair.
He got hurt October 21st against the Ravens. He only played 1 quarter. He had 1 catch for 25 yards. It was a touchdown. They lost that game 31-41.
And they lost to Ravens. They lost to the Falcons. They lost to the Falcons twice this year.
Hey, guess what? The Falcons also fucking suck. I don't know if anyone knows that. That's a Kirk Cousins Falcons loss, by the way, not a Michael Penix.
The whole shit up too. They could have been better. Anyway, after that week, they beat the Giants. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Chargers. Which now, they lost to the Cowboys. They beat the Panthers again. They beat the Saints again. Who did they beat? Yeah, they beat the Lions in week 1 or 2.
They beat well. Someone made the comment
Eagles
that
without AJ Brown and Smith, Devontae Smith. They were both out that game.
they didn't have a win. The only above 500 game they won after September was the Chargers game. They didn't win They didn't win a game after September against a team that finished above 500. And I did not start this show tonight with the intention of shitting on the Bucs.
Anthony likes Baker Mayfield in the Bucs.
I gave you good Baker stuff tonight, and you pushed me into a corner, and this is what I have to do now.
So good. All right.
Let me rephrase that one more time, just to make sure everyone understood that. They did not beat a team with a winning record after September, except for the Chargers. That's their
after that game against
the
49ers. They had the easiest record left remaining. The second easiest record was the Falcons. You gotta love that division.
That is crazy. They beat Carolina twice, and that's oh my god, I'm not even. That last 8 games is
twice.
Insane.
It's that with Giants, Cakewell, Raiders. What are we doing? All right, let's jump on in. Let's jump on into the divisional round. World famous picks. Hopefully, just kind of like looking at the spreads here. Not gonna be much better than wildcard weekend. But we can dream, fellas. Divisional round. Set your Saturday games. We'll start off with that. Houston, great game. 32-12 over the Chargers. Who are probably Fugazi thoughts at the moment against the Chiefs. Chiefs at home. First shot in the playoffs. 8.5-point favorites here. Timmy.
Come back to me, please.
Ooh.
I'm thinking. Just come back to me. The head and the heart are fighting right now.
This is the most 2000s Patriots shit I've ever seen. That the Kansas City Chiefs get to play the Houston Texans in the divisional round, and then host the AFC title game the next week against a real football team. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I do think the Texans defense is scary, though. I'm
going with the Chiefs too because they have that. They have the referees in their back pocket.
Yeah, Chiefs. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a clean sweep when Melo chimes in here. And then your prime time game for Saturday, the Commanders. Great job beating those Bucs, baby. But not that I was rooting for the Commanders. I would never root for the Commanders over anybody. Detroit 9.5-point favorite here. Easy peasy.
You don't even ask me.
You know where Timmy and I are. I know Timmy's the leader of the bandwagon, but I am very clearly in the co-captain's chair on this one.
I am fucking Farace of that bandwagon. I am out there fucking twisting and shouting on that bandwagon. I'm riding them until they're done. I'm riding them until the season's over. So
I did say that, and then I watched the rest of the games that happened after that point in time. And a lot of things. Another thing that goes kind of overlooked here is that the Chiefs' offense actually started getting going there late in the season, and like no one talked about it. The offense really started to look good again, and no one talked about it. And now they're just kind of creeping into the playoffs very quietly with an improved offense and a solid defense. Well, I don't even care how their defense did during the season because this is playoff time. So this is when Spags takes his Harry Potter potions, and I don't know what he does in the postseason, but it's totally different Spags when the postseason rolls around.
Yeah, Spags, my friend. All right, so I haven't seen a pick from Melo on either one of those two, but I'm gonna. I don't understand why he's calling me a clown. What'd I say? Say something clownish? Why amuse you? Like, haha. Like what?
If I know Melo, like I think I know Melo, he's picking the Chiefs and the Commanders.
No, the Commanders knocked out Baker. I don't think.
He won't pick the Lions. He has a hatred for the Lions.
No, you can't go against. You can't pick the Commanders. Come on,
Melo turns more than the Big Show. He turns heel face more than the Big Show ever did.
And that was a weekly thing.
Right. All right.
Well,
that's your Saturday games, your Sunday games. The Rams heading to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles are a 6-point favorite here.
God damn it!
And who you got in this one?
Yep. I know I hate to keep it chalk, but we're gonna chalk it up. That's the Eagles.
The Eagles.
I've been saying it for a while, man. Eagles Lions NFC title game. It's gonna be a fun one. Can't wait.
Eagles die. Eagles die.
Melo makes a very valid point there.
No, I just mean he turns this week it's CM Punk is the voice, the voice of the voice. Next week he's fuck that guy, he's cancer. Then AEW is the greatest thing of all time. They have 3 people in attendance. Fuck them. This is better. It's just that's how he turns.
Yeah.
Those are his turns.
Yeah. All right. Nothing yet for Melo, man. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles here.
Make your picks, Melo. Make them.
Rooting for the Ding Dongs, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
But fuck them Eagles. All right, game of the week, fellas. Game of the year, potentially. Maybe. Could also be a 42-7 game. Don't do that to us. Football fans, football gods, don't do that to us. All right, so this line had opened up in one direction and now has swung the opposite way. The initial line for this game was Bills favored by 1.5 in Buffalo. It is now the Ravens favored by 1.
Wow. That's
What's
crazy.
the weather like? Let me you guys, let's talk amongst yourselves.
Completely irrelevant for these two teams.
I just want to see. I want to see. I want to see a
I don't
game.
care.
Buffalo. Maybe we're in 6 feet of snow. You don't know. 17 degrees currently. But what is this, Sunday game?
Yeah, Sunday night. That's the main event.
That's the main event. All right, so
you
Saturday,
go out and have a good time all weekend. Sunday night, you better be home, ready to go.
Saturday it's going to snow there, little windy. Sunday is a night. Monday. Oh, what are we doing, guys?
And we're off Monday too.
We are off Monday.
I am not. Let me just tell you that I am not off on Monday. However, the low on Sunday night is going to be 10. Nice. The breath, the hard hits that really the ribs really hurt more when it's 10 degrees out than when it's 80. All right, so but the Ravens favored by 1. Timmy?
I'm not just saying this because of my kid or anything like that, but I do feel that this is the Josh Allen fuck you tour. And I will continue with that thought because Joe Burrow and the Bengals are out. I will continue with that thought, and I will pick the Bills. Even though they're home, it's still technically an upset. I will take the Bills in an upset over the Ravens in a very close, high-scoring game.
All right. Ant?
So I started the week with a very similar mindset to Timmy on this, and then I looked at some stats regarding the Ravens, and I looked at some stats regarding the Bills, and I'm taking. That's
not
Baltimore.
Like you, Ant.
That's not like me at all. I'm taking Baltimore, and I think Baltimore could win this game by double digits. I know that's bold. I don't know that any defense out there is prepared for some of the things that Todd Monken is unleashing. I don't know if anyone watched last week, but they started running fucking Wildcat, but they did it in a way where the quarterback wasn't completely meaningless on the field, where they used Lamar as the motion man in the Wildcat and Derrick Henry as the quarterback. good fucking luck with that one. You let me know which way you want to run on that one. You want to run into the fucking abominable snowman, or you want to chase the cheetah? Good luck. Have fun. Oh, and by the way, Baltimore since week 7 ranks number 1 in every defensive category there is. I'm picking Baltimore. I think it's going to be a really good game. I hope it's a really good game.
Is there a little bit of just, I don't like Buffalo, so I'm
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've never had hatred for the Bills the way I have the Patriots or the Jets. Never. For one, the Bills were never good in my lifetime until like the last 5 years. And for I mean, honestly,
that just shows you how horrible the Jets are, because everyone hates them and they haven't done a single thing in the 50 years of their existence. That just shows you how bad they are.
Here's the difference, though. I know a number of I know a number of people that are Bills fans, and I've never met a Bills fan that I felt was like overly obnoxious, ever. Patriots fans,
we've not met him, but Bill Simmons.
Jets fans, all of them. I've never met a normal Jets fan. They're all the most over the top of, and I don't understand it because they've never been relevant. But yeah,
producer Joe for the Met show. He's a Jets fan, and I'll send him stuff, and it would be this baseball chat.
And just for the second thing on this, as if Raf was a huge Bills fan, so yes, I will usually root for the Bills. I would still like to see the Bills win. In the terms of the history of football,
we're getting a turn here, Tim. He's turning.
I'm not turning. I'm still picking because I truly, I'm telling you, I looked at the stats and I just don't. I don't trust Buffalo's defense. I'm not sold on their defense. There are certain players in the league that you watch play football that you just feel have to win a Super Bowl in their career, right? Like you watch them play and you're like, this guy's way too good.
It's got to happen.
We have a few of those guys right now, and none of them have Super Bowl rings, right? And those guys are Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. So if you're obviously Joe can't win one this year, I would love to see one of the other two win one. I really would. And unfortunately for the world, I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes is going back to the Super Bowl again.
Dude, anybody but those fucks.
Dan Campbell is our only hope.
I know, and I love him.
Dan Campbell is our bite the kneecap.
The whole shit, though? Did he curse the whole thing by saying "see you in 2 weeks" to the Vikings?
He cursed the Vikings. Or everyone's like, "Oh, I can't believe he said that." Dan Campbell is a funny guy. He could have very well been being sarcastic.
That's true.
I mean, they just blew out the Vikings. He's like, "Yeah, see you in 2 weeks, bud." Not.
All right, so you go Ravens. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills here at home. That's kind of where I'm leaning there. I know I see what you're saying about the game script and what they've done and what they've shown. It was against the Fugazi Steelers. Not to downgrade what they did at all, but it was against the Steelers.
So are we acting like the Broncos were a real football team then?
No.
Okay.
I didn't overly praise Buffalo. I said that the Broncos had a little bit of fight in them in the first 6 minutes, and then it went that way. But Bo Nix, man, good season.
I'm just trying to go with the script. Look, none of us picked the Bills. Nobody picked the Bills.
I picked the Bills to win the division.
Here they are. No, I mean, in the beginning, but no one picked them to be any relevant after that because no weapons, no this, no that. So it only makes sense if he beats Lamar, he gets to beat Patrick Mahomes. It's just like the revenge tour. Check, and then it's in Super Bowl. I don't know. I won't make that prediction unless it happens.
Dig against the Lions. I'm seeing here.
I'm not gonna lie. That offense does not want to play Buffalo, Baltimore, or Kansas City. I'm just saying that Eagles offense, they don't want to see any of those teams. I promise you that.
Hurts is
Jalen Hurts is fucking Fugazi.
Next week we'll go into how we rank the quarterbacks and how they kind of played out.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I haven't developed it yet. I'm going to come up with a scoring system for when we do our quarterback rankings, to where we can look back on it after a period of time and have a metric to go with it to give us an idea of how
Metric us
wrong
up.
or right we were.
All I did was QBR. So if you want to come up with a set of X
I'm
amount
not
of
big
stats-
on QBR. I'm not big on QBR. I'm thinking like some sort of formula where they get like X
Well,
amount
I
of points for a win,
guess
X
we all
amount
get
of
a
points
vote
for
then.
yards.
We all
Yeah,
vote.
I'm open. I'm open to
I'm not
ideas.
big
I
on
can
QBR.
give QBR. It's a meaningless stat. I'm not. I just don't like. I mean, we can. I'm not. Listen. I'm not a. Oh my god, my fucking brain just melted. I'm not a.
Stat snob.
I'm not a communist. I will give everyone a say in this. Golly, that took forever. That would have been funny 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm open to ideas. I will take everyone's suggestions and I will try to build the best formula possible for this. But I am determined to build us a scoring system for our QB rankings to where we can look back on it and be like, hey, I know you said this and I said this, but we don't agree. But here's an actual number we can throw next to it. And I want to weight everything: wins, stats, MVPs, offensive player of the year.
Useless, though.
You gotta have a stat called cool as fuck. That's gonna be Joe Burrow winning
wins
every year.
veto.
Well, Joe Burrow's number one in that category, hands down. Josh Allen would probably be number 2, though. Just saying.
So that'll be coming in the weeks to come. Just a quick rundown of what we picked at the beginning of the year as far as playoff teams are concerned. So I'll start with you, Ant. You had the Dolphins winning the AFC East.
Boo.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Get to my Super Bowl teams.
Get there quick.
Just get to my Super Bowl teams. They're both still
Ravens, Texans, Chiefs. You got it right. As far as playoff teams, Steelers, you got it right. The ones you got wrong: Jets, Bengals, Dolphins. That's AFC. Melo, Bengals, Browns, Jets. Egregiously off, Melo. Egregiously off. Browns and the Jets. Top 5, 6 picks. Get out of here. What are the Jets picking? What are the Jets picking?
I think 7th.
7th. All right, 2 top 7 picks. All right.
Hold on. I'll tell you in a second. I'm pulling it up. 7th. Yeah, they picked 7th.
You did have a big miss in the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I did.
I'll take that. Timmy, you also bought into the Jets.
I thought
you had the bank.
I thought an 8 seed. The last seed in. I thought.
Yeah, the Bengals, Dolphins, and Jags. You had those guys going to the playoffs in the AFC that missed. And then me, I missed all the wild card. All my 3 wild card teams, basura, garbage. Bengals, not garbage. I don't want to say, it's my apologies. I don't want to call the Bengals garbage. Defense garbage. And Dolphins and the Jags. Good job by me. Good job by me.
You got a top 5 team in there that you had in the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah. Melo had 2. Take pride. Top 7. Sorry. All right. And then in NFC, Ant, Falcons, 49ers, Seahawks, Bears. Those are your misses.
I didn't get. Oh, wait. Those weren't my division winners, though.
No, just overall. So you had Eagles, Lions, correct, for the division winners. And then Falcons for the NFC South, 49ers the NFC West, Seahawks as a wild card, Bears as a wild card, and Packers as a wild card.
So I got okay. All right. Not as good on the NFC side. Get to the Super Bowl matchup.
Who? Oh, so you Vikings Bears would have been a nice flip there for you.
Did anyone pick the Vikings to make the playoffs?
We'll see. Melo, he had the Packers win the NFC North, made the playoffs though. 49ers winning the NFC West, and the Cowboys going as a wild card. He correctly picked the Eagles for the NFC East, the Bucs for the South, Lions and Rams to go to the playoffs. Timmy,
I didn't have the Bucs as a wild card.
Negative.
Okay.
You had the Bears.
That's my fault.
Falcons. Timmy, Falcons and the 49ers, you had wrong. Bears, you also bought into the Bears there. Packers, Rams is wild cards. Good. Lions, Eagles. Good. For me, Eagles I got. Lions I got. Falcons, nope. 49ers, nope. Packers, Rams, yes. And Cowboys.
Nope.
I was the only. No. Okay. Me and Dave. You guys smart over there. Cowboys missed playoffs. Very good. All right. AFC champions. We're not there yet. The only person who has any shred of potential is Ant.
It's not going to happen.
Kind of,
but
I wanted to fold on it last
still
week.
alive. It's not going to happen.
Spoiler alert, it changed it after this week, but it didn't, Melo. Ant. Well, sorry. My apologies.
It didn't change after last week.
Texans,
Will it change
Lions.
after this week?
Texans, Lions is Super Bowl. The Melo in his infinite wisdom. I could also use 29 turnovers. I could also use that. It's not just QBR. And a one and done in a garbage ass division.
Not to add fuel to the fire, but he
It's
also leads the league in
so many
fumbles
weapons
over the 2 years.
Yeah, that's just QBR. Dave had Jets, Packers. 0% chance. Done. He's done. Done. Timmy, Bengals, Lions. You're 50% there. And me, Chiefs and 49ers. I'm 50% there. So we'll see. After this week, the three of us might be.
I'm just going to say this now. If the Texans win this week, I'm going all in back to my Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm just picking Texans Lions rest of the way.
I'm buying a fucking Texans hat or something if they win this week. You kidding me? You know how happy I'm going to be? Get rid of those fucking Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs, but I'm telling you, that Texans defense is scary. They are really good.
Yep.
D'Amico Ryans has them boys coming to play.
Yeah, and they released Mr. Deontay Johnson. His third team played 2 snaps or so, or did he at all?
He played.
Anyway,
He played.
Anyway, no, maybe not. But yeah, when asked about him, he said no, he's not with the team anymore. We're on to Kansas City.
I wonder what happened there. Does anyone know?
I don't know. He led the Panthers in targets, and then he got traded
this year.
Didn't he? Not
the year, on the whole season. Oh, okay.
No, sorry. I
was about to say, Jesus, that's incredible.
During his time,
7 games for them.
During his time there, he led the team in targets. Went to Baltimore, nothing. Went to
did not lead the team in targets in Baltimore.
Yeah. He didn't do that.
Did not.
It wasn't the same outcome. All right, listen, 2 more things I want to just cover real quick. Vrabel to the Pats. I'm upset about this. I like Vrabel. He goes to the Patriots. Thoughts on this, Timmy T? I think we're all fans of him, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Just the way he coached, and it kind of always made sense that he would go back there. I think he even said that in an interview. He hoped to come back one day and lead the team.
Well, I tell you what, if I'll say about another coach, if Tomlin becomes available, the Giants better be in on that shit. I don't care of this only one Super Bowl win thing. The guy can coach. And like I said, he's coached with a lot of teams that have been, well, I'll say the word again, fugazi, and he's taking them to the playoffs. So he can immensely help any team. And
well, Mara said
in on him.
His patience is wearing thin.
Yeah, well, he was like a fucking Crofton Marty puppet. He better get his ass together too, because he's starting to annoy me now.
Losing sleep.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
I got to tell you, though, that's the whole Saquon thing with the Sleep Aid commercial. That's fucking hilarious.
So is this our Giants minute? Can I ask questions?
No. Oh, God.
No, you don't do that.
I got questions. I need answers.
But can you ask during our end of season show?
Yeah, bring me on if I'm home. I'll jump on.
Listen, at that point, you're like a call-in. You could be mobile.
That's true. That's fair.
Use yourself.
Okay.
Use the restroom. All right. So Vrabel to the Pats. Ant, that's your division. Your thoughts? I know that you've already kind of said that. Go ahead.
So, as a Dolphins fan, aside from the fact that you have Josh Allen or Baby Jesus, new Baby Jesus, since Brady used to have the title, new Baby Jesus in the division. Now you've taken Drake May, who, as I said last year, was my favorite quarterback in the draft. Drake May, who I thought looked pretty good this year, considering the situation, which was a god awful team with no weapons and no offensive line.
Bill Simmons is all over him. Best thing ever.
And yeah, I'm not as high on him. According to Bill Simmons, this is Tom Brady just reincarnated. Like Tom Brady nutted on a towel somewhere, and Drake May was born. Yeah, it's insane. But no, I think Vrabel.
Like he asked on the show yesterday. He asked, "Would you rather have May or Herbert?"
Oh yeah, I heard that, and he said no. He said May.
Cousin Sal was like, "Yeah, come on, man. Can we see some stuff out of him first?
Can we watch him play football a little bit before we go that far?" Yeah, no, I heard it. He's fucking.
I think I like Cousin Sal more than Bill Simmons. I don't know.
Cousin Sal is pure gold. The over unders pods are my favorite of the whole year on Simmons. They are the best.
What I've been saying.
They are by far the best shows. They're so good to listen. And the Parent Corner is phenomenal.
This is hilarious.
Phenomenal. They pull some great stuff out in Parent Corner. We should do something like that here.
I've always thought about that. Like Bill Simmons, like, yeah, the daughter's back from college, and she's gonna go spend the final week of winter break in Florida with her boyfriend, and he was like, "Oh well, how long was she there?" She was like, "Oh, for 2 weeks." She was like, "Oh, what did you do?" There for 2 weeks, down to the boyfriend. It's nice weather. You're you know, they don't want to be with their parents anymore. She's in college.
She's like 20. I mean, she's in the she's not a kid. No, but to the Vrabel thing, I've long been a big Vrabel guy. I thought he's a top 5 head coach in the league, or at least showed that he has that ability. He took, as we talked about earlier, bad Titans teams, and he made them good. And I don't know if anyone to hear the way that like Taylor Lewan and former Titans players talk about him. I think even AJ Brown has like made comments to where people are wondering like, will the Patriots trade for AJ Brown this offseason? Wouldn't shock me. But they all love him. They all love him. Derrick Henry speaks highly of him. Marcus Mariota, who played for him, speaks highly. They all speak highly of him. There's not a player I've seen play for Vrabel that speaks poorly of him. And there was a video though, Ben Jones, who was their center. There was a game he played in which I believe he had a broken bone in his leg, and he played the whole game. And after the game, Vrabel waited for him in the tunnel as he was coming off the field. And Vrabel gives him a hug and is just telling him, like, I've never seen anything like that, like what you did out there. And Vrabel is like crying, like hysterically crying. Like, I can't believe like what you did out there, man. Like, I love you like one of my own. Just like, and Ben Jones is getting emotional. Like, I was like, okay, so this guy, because Taylor Lewan says like he's going to chew you out in meetings. He's going to make you feel stupid if you don't know a play, but he's got your fucking back on everything. And like you kind of see, like you see that a little bit when you see
he squeezed
like
every ounce of juice out of that team.
Every ounce. He squeezed every ounce of juice and somehow made more.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was that. Yeah. He's Timmy. He's who we wanted Joe Judge to be.
Yeah.
Well, remember Joe Judge? I always bring this up that he got in the mud with the fumble drills, and I was like, man, this guy. We all bought in. Fuck that guy. The other big head coaching news that came about is McCarthy is out with the Cowboys. What a dick, Jerry Jones. You don't allow him to go and talk to the Bears, and then you just say, nah, we good anyway. Now the flirting is starting with Deion Sanders. Deion came out, said he's having a blast in Boulder. Great stuff.
Cool. I just met
you guys. Did you guys hear what Troy Aikman said?
No.
Well, they were talking about before Monday Night Football, and they were saying how coveted the Cowboys' job is. And Troy Aikman said, "Hey, I play for the Cowboys. I love that team. I was there for 12 years, but I wouldn't call it coveted."
Why would you call it coveted
job? You're basically a slave to Jerry Jones. He's coming at you. I mean, he fired Jimmy John, the guy who brought him to Super Bowls, helped bring him to Super Bowls, because Jimmy was calling him out on, thinking that he knows more than him. But
go ahead, finish your statement.
No, go ahead, because I'm gonna read the Micah Parsons quote.
I've mentioned this a few times this year. So obviously the NFL salary cap is a number that teams have to stay under for financial reasons. Just because the salary cap is $250 million, that does not actually mean that the team is spending $250 million in salaries that year. In terms of actual cash spent on the roster over the last 2 seasons, the Cowboys rank 32nd out of 32 teams in the NFL. They have spent the least amount of money, actual physical, real money on that roster over the last 2 years, including completely sitting out free agency last year. There is a... Oh, the guy wanted
the
to
landscape.
be there.
That's what I'm saying. Think about the monumental shift in the NFL landscape if Derrick Henry signs with the Cowboys and is not on the Baltimore Ravens.
Could be a very different season.
You'd be picking the Bills this week.
Does Dak? Yeah, I would. You're right. I would be. You're 100% right. I would be.
Cowboys don't make the playoffs because Derrick Henry would have got hurt in week 3.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Well,
Wait,
that's why everyone's all excited. They're going to draft Ashton Genty out of Boise State, and like I'm not excited about that because that's a beautiful, amazing young talent that's going to go to waste in Dallas. That's horrible. Yeah. Don't do that to that poor young man.
Question for you guys. So last week when Jerry Jones was talking about Mike McCarthy, he said, you know, if you want to go talk to another team, go talk. I let Zeke go do that. Now, as much as we want to say whatever we want to say about Mike McCarthy as a coach, he's 5 years with the Cowboys.
Has it been that long? He's been there 5 years.
12 wins, 3 years in a row. You're bringing up Zeke, who's 45 years old, you know, with the crop top, gut hanging out, can't do shit for nobody. He's on a practice squad with who? I don't even remember who he signed with. Chargers. Gone. Bye, Zeke. Zeke, you practice squad for the playoff team. Gone. But how do you go about comparing this aging ass running back who has declined every single year since he's been in the NFL, was with the Patriots, came back, and now obviously, how do you? I don't understand the Jerry Jones way of thinking, and his boy Stephen A. Smith is defending him, saying he's 82, he doesn't have much time left, so he's doing but he's been doing this since Jimmy Johnson in the 90s. So what's the excuse? I don't get it. Chime in.
His ego. That's all. He's egocentric. You don't think he's had a couple of Diddy parties or two what he's been doing? Come on. Come on. That dude has seen and done some shit that we'll never even know about. He's just
shit.
He's a whack job. That's all it is. He's just he's a greedy billionaire whack job who really, I don't think, understands the game anymore. I just don't. Like you said, this is a team that is it number 1 or number 2? The Yankees are number 1. They're number 2, or did they pass the Yankees as the number 1 franchise?
They're the number 1 valued sports franchise in professional sports.
The number 1 franchise, and they haven't won a goddamn thing since 94. 5. Don't give me that bullshit anymore.
30 years. It's been 30 years.
30 glorious years.
And it leads. You know, we're talking about this at 1 hour and 53 minutes into 2-hour show. But this shit leads everywhere. Every fucking week, the Cowboys are out there. For what reason? America's team, media's America's team. It's not like it was. I mean,
not my America, not where I live.
Not my America. No, but it's crazy. It's crazy how, you know, and Stephen A. Smith is boys with him. So, you know, I mean, I know he makes fun of the team as a whole, but all the time it's lead in with this guy that was one of the lead stories on First Take today. Right after they went over the Vikings game. Then they went into this. Micah Parsons, this is what he said, which is starkly different from how it was when the Clapper was on his way out. Very, very interesting. Obviously, very sad because of the relationship we have with Coach McCarthy and everything he's done for our program. 3 straight 12-5 seasons, playoff appearances, and obviously an unfortunate year due to injuries and things like that in 2024. But it's devastating. Coach Mike is a great father, coach, and one of the most winningest coaches, 174 wins, 13th most overall, and he's always been good to us. So the team feels like it feels as though they like this guy, and that they buy into it. And it, 12-5 and 12-5 and 12-5 this year, clearly not his fault. Dak got injured a couple years ago, and still.
Here you go. Here you go. Mike McCarthy was in Dallas for 5 seasons. His record in those 5 seasons: 6-10, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 7-10. The 2 years in which they missed the playoffs and lost 10 games were the 2 years that Dak Prescott missed more than half the season with an injury. Every other year they were a 12-win team.
Yeah,
I am not a McCarthy fan.
Obviously, Mike McCarthy's fault.
Yeah, I'm not a Mike McCarthy fan by any stretch of the imagination. Who's going there? You're not getting Ben Johnson. You clearly weren't getting Mike Vrabel. This nonsense that Bill Belichick wants to coach there, that's a total fabrication. There's not a chance in hell that Bill Belichick wants to go work for Jerry Jones. I would bet
if he's not going to the Raiders
on that.
When Tom Brady's calling him, no matter what you think about the relationship, he's not going to Dallas.
He's going to
He's
North
not going to
Carolina.
be owned by Jerry Jones, to put it.
He's going to North Carolina for 1 to 2 years, where he will have a phenomenal impact on young men across the globe or across the country who go to play for UNC. I do believe he'll be successful
at those parties.
I say successful there. I mean that in terms of what the program at UNC is actually able to do. I don't know that ceiling is as high as people might hope it is. I don't know that they're ever playing in a playoff, but he'll put together a respectable program, and he'll build the foundation for 1 to 2 years from now for his son Steve to take over, and then Bill's going to be right back on our televisions on Monday night with the Mannings, where he belongs. Because my God, I loved him on that.
Love it.
Him and the Mannings on Mondays was phenomenal. Golly, him just breaking down football without a team affiliation was so wonderful to watch. And
Did you see how they closed it out last night? With him?
Oh yeah, I sent it. I sent it in the chat.
Yeah, I was watching live. I can't remember where I saw it.
I sent it in the chat. How Peyton said, I liked better being teammates with you than adversaries. I didn't really like playing against you. And Eli's like, actually, I didn't mind playing against you. That was phenomenal.
And then they had what's his name come on from what's his name from the Vikings back in the day. My God, one of the best defenders ever.
From the Vikings.
Come on.
What position? Give me a position.
Several years ago.
You gotta give me a position. Give me a position. Was he an edge rusher? Was he a linebacker? Was he a corner? Was he a safety?
He retired recently. Jesus Christ almighty.
Good Lord. Can you give me a fucking position?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Give me a position. I'll tell you who it is.
I'm not going to do it. Who was on last night?
If you give me a position, I'll tell you who the player is.
I'm not going to do it. No, this is stupid. Mullet. It's got a mullet. Beautiful mullet.
Fuck. I have no idea who you're talking. Give me a position. I will literally spit the name out. Oh my God. Don't make me Google it.
Who was on? Jesus. Jared Allen. He was on. The best, the funniest part.
That was literally the first name I would have said if you said edge rusher. You said edge rusher or said Jared Allen?
No, I didn't want to. Okay. But they were talking about the Dan Orlovsky play, and they played because he was the one who was chasing him. And they were talking about how hilarious it was that Jared Allen was screaming that and pointing that he was out of bounds like nobody noticed. And he said, and he was laughing at him the entire time. Poor guy. And Orlovsky got on today on TV because he's been defending Sam Darnold to no end. All right, that does it.
He defends every quarterback.
That does it because he's a quarterback. He's got to defend the quarterback. Don't push this.
Wait
You're
a
going to push
second.
this over 2 hours. I'm not going to be looking at any clips.
Hold on. Let me make sure that I'm looking at this
correctly. Denver's up by 28. The blowout.
Come on.
You know what? This is my fault. If I hadn't paused so long,
I found it. It's just a crazy Jared Allen stat. Do you know that Jared Allen has forced the most safeties in NFL history?
No.
Technically, he's tied for the most, but Jared Allen has forced the most. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I was looking at his stats page, and I noticed that the safety category at the bottom was in gold, and in gold usually means you're an all-time leader in something. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
How
I'm
many
chilling.
is that?
4.
But still, they did show and embarrass Eli. Peyton got him this time when Jared Allen sacked Eli with one hand, just wrapped around somebody else, and he grabbed his whole jersey. And
I remember that actually. Yeah,
I definitely remember. I feel like that there was a game. I might have been against the Vikings where he threw 6 picks.
yeah, that was a Viking game. That was the
Was
Super
that
Bowl
the
year,
game?
though.
Yeah.
That was the Super Bowl year, though.
Yes.
That's why people don't remember that game too much.
Yeah. The back.
He threw 6 picks in a game, and they won the Super Bowl in the same season.
I think it was against the Vikings.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
4? I
There's
don't
no
know.
way.
I don't know. It was 6. I thought it was 4.
He never had a 6-pick game.
It was a 4 pick.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
against
did.
the Vikings in 2007.
He definitely has
He had
6-pick.
2. He had 2 5-pick games, and
Who are they
neither of
against?
them were in a Super Bowl year. One was against Seattle. He 18
Seattle.
of 31 with 5 picks,
Legion of
and that was in
Boom.
2013.
Yep.
Yeah, Legion of Boom, and then 2014 against the Niners.
I don't remember that. That never happened.
They lost 10 to
Seattle
16.
won, definitely. Fuck Seattle. I fucking hate
The,
Seattle.
the Minnesota one
Vikings-
with 4 is the next one on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an 07.
Oh, he actually did it twice against the Vikings, both in November. One was in 05, one was in 07.
Yeah,
The 07 one was, like Tim said, that was the other one Super Bowl.
That was really the worst game. That was the worst game he had all year. Other than that, he played good all year.
That was 07. Yeah, that was hands down the worst game he had that year. Not even close. Even if you wanted to use Steve's QBR, that was his worst game that year.
I remember that.
Steve's QBR.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I wish.
I'm just not a QBR fan. I'm not a QBR fan. I'm sorry.
Let's take a quick look. We're gonna get
What? Why?
Oh,
Turnovers this year.
go look at him. Look at him. One hand. He stopped him.
Did anyone see this man hook his leg? Go back. Go back. Watch his leg.
Jared Allen, he chased
Oh, you can't
Cam
see it
Newton
from that
around
angle.
last week. He said, let's play an NFL
Watch
team
Jared
this
Allen's
week
leg
that
when he
drops
grabs
back
it.
and throws it.
Yeah, right there.
That's
there.
incredible.
You got drop toe hold. What are we doing?
Hey, that's only half a sack, so shut up.
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
man, what do you do in that situation in a game? You got the Vikings and the Rams last night, and you don't have Peyton and Eli. Aikman's going nuts. Like he's screaming at Darnold. You got a clean pocket. I don't know what he's doing. Oh man! All right.
What's the not to change the subject? What's the cutoff for a receiver to be a Hall of Famer? Like what do they have to do to be a Hall of Famer?
as far as you mean?
So I'm looking at
tenure.
You
longevity.
had me looking at the. I'm on Pro Football Reference, so I went to all-time receiving yards leaders, and so I'm looking at the list. Larry Fitzgerald is second all-time. He's eligible for the Hall of Fame this year for the first time. Steve Smith has been eligible for 4. This will be his 4th year of eligibility, and he's 8th all-time, not in the Hall of Fame. Reggie Wayne has been eligible for this will be his 6th year. He's 10th all-time, not in the Hall of Fame. Anquan Bolden, this is his 6th year. He's not in. He's 14th all-time. I'm just curious.
Give me a little Reggie Wayne.
Reggie should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anyone says. Love Reggie.
Anybody who has played with Peyton should automatically be in the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Peyton and that team, Marvin Harrison. Do you see Marvin Harrison and Junior nearly identical rookie seasons? Bodes well for the kid.
Not overly
Slightly
worried
different
about Marvin
quarterback,
Harrison Jr.
maybe. Slightly different quarterback.
A little bit. Well, Marvin didn't come in with Peyton. Marvin came in a couple years prior.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah.
He'll
be
a
fine.
little different.
He'll be fine. So does that mean Arizona's going to draft a generational quarterback in 2 years? Not this year, but next year.
You think Arch
That would,
Manning?
yeah, that would.
Archie.
Oh my God, that would be fucking
Imagine
hilarious.
Manning to Harrison?
No, Manning to Harrison. No, can't have it. It's neighbor Manning to neighbors. We're taking over 2 years later. Generational quarterback. What?
I'm telling you, they're
But
gonna
it's gonna
fuck
be
you
the
guys
neighbors.
on that. I just want you to be ready for that. As
I
a
hate
Dolphins fan,
you
I'm just
for
trying
saying
to
that.
mentally prepare you for this. This is why I wanted to ask you questions about this.
This is
All
why
right, listen, our mental
I need to
mental
rehire.
well-being as Giants fans is none of your business.
I
Okay.
need to rehire Ernie Corsi just for that 1 year when he's getting ready to come out. I need to rehire that guy. That guy's on a mission,
Jackson Dart. That's who you guys should draft Jackson Dart.
dude. I'd be the happiest person in the world. He's the greatest quarterback ever.
Can we call him Dartwing Duck?
I call him, we can call
Don't
him
do
anything.
that. You see. All
Come
right,
on.
let's close this
Darkwing
out.
Duck's one of the greatest cartoons
Darkwing
ever.
Duck is great. Love Darkwing Duck. And what was damn shit. What was the pilot's name in that?
Oh God, he had his own fucking show. Jesus.
Yes.
Holy
Launchpad
fuck, what was
McQuack.
his name? There you go, Launchpad McQuack.
Let's go.
That's a walk off right there. That's a mic drop walk off moment.
Jared
Show
Allen, I
ends
can't
right there.
remember. Launchpad McQuack, baby. I'm back.
That's a show ender. We're done.
All right, let's
Goes
round
over,
around
guys.
this. Timmy, what you got here on the way out?
I can't beat Launchpad McQuack, but I will say the Jackson Dart watch has officially begun. Yeah, he will
How's
be the
the clock?
star. He'll be the star. Yeah, he's on the clock. Jackson Dart, you are now on the clock for the Pop Culture Pros Unsportsmanlike Conduct show. Good luck. Hope you can handle the pressure because it's all about you now, buddy. It's all about
Big
you.
shoes to fill.
Big
Levis.
shoes to fill. That's it. And to Will Levis, sorry it didn't work out, but it's time for us to move on. We had you for the last couple of years, but it's time to move on from a quarterback like most teams do nowadays. So good luck to Will Levis and his future endeavors. You're up, Jackson. It's your church. Let's go, baby.
We're gonna pour out a jar of mayonnaise next week in
Exactly.
honor of Will for our fallen hero, Will Levis. Jackson
he
Dart
gets-
in Tankathon's mock draft currently projected to
commercials.
go 96th overall to the Jets. So none of us want that.
None of us
Then he
want
can't
that.
be the
Look
mascot.
at Aaron
Can't be
Rodgers'
the mascot.
replacement. Look at Rodgers' replacement. Just
He cannot
throwing
go
out
to the
there in
Jets.
90s.
Anyone else can draft him but the Jets.
We have to have a backup.
Anyone
We have
else.
to have a backup plan then because we can't go with him. I'm the Jets.
That's true.
There's not many QBs with great
Panthers
names.
won. Panthers beat the Devils.
That Denver blowout is coming to fruition. They're up 29 against Dallas in the third.
Like it. All right, we fulfilled that obligation. Blowouts.
always a
And what you
blowout,
got here on the
always
way out?
The Dolphins aren't going to be good for a very long time, and it's a very hard pill for me to swallow when I did have some optimism before this season, and that's all just come shattering down at this point in time. It's going to they have no chance to win the division for about 10 years at minimum, maybe 15.
That's a subject I have to bring up next show, I think. But we have to get into a deep discussion about it. Because why is it like I don't want to lump the Dolphins in with the Jets, but it is true the Dolphins haven't won in so long that you have to. But why is it that some franchises just can't fucking win? I mean, we need to sit down and dissect why that happens. It's so weird how that happens.
I mean, I can give you two reasons why the Dolphins haven't won in the last 25 years.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, save that for a show because
Drew Brees.
They didn't listen to their head coach Nick Saban and sign Drew Brees. They could have drafted Justin Herbert, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase all in 2 drafts without making a single fucking trade. There you go.
So you're saying
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I just won the Dolphins 7 Super Bowls.
so you're saying ownership is the problem.
No, I actually don't mind Stephen Ross. I think Stephen Ross is what you want from an owner. He's an owner that is willing to spend money, doesn't care how much it is.
So GM
And
problems.
and he largely stays out of the day-to-day
Yes.
football activities. That's what you want from an owner. He's not good at hiring people. That is his downfall. Or he sticks with people for too long, a la Chris Greer, who's been here for like 8 years, and every good player he's drafted has walked in free agency, as Javon Holland's about to do this year after Christian Wilkinson did it last year. Oh, and Andrew Van Ginkel, who is a fucking all-pro this year, by the way. Andrew Van Ginkel. $10 million a year. We couldn't keep him. Too expensive. All-pro. Way to go, guys. Great team evaluations. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but coming into the season, we had one healthy edge rusher, and he was a rookie. His name was Chop Robinson. We probably could have fucking used Andrew Van Ginkel for $10 million.
On the cheap.
I guess just Florida sports.
So now we can examine other teams. I've given you the Dolphins' problems. I can go deeper into it, but we're out of time. Launchpad McQuack was already named. We
There's
can't.
just there's just some franchise that you just like. How do you not even contend? Like on a yearly basis, it's just weird. Like you're there just to round out the bottom of the division. It's like, why exist then? I don't know.
Why exist is the question.
Where do the Browns go from here? Because here's a really interesting one. Assuming Tennessee takes Cam Ward, which is the hot rumor right now.
Yep.
Shedeur is not going to Cleveland. Dion will not allow that. So what happens?
He straight up said on Timmy, the show that he was on. Who was he on?
Retirement Hall.
Yeah, he straight up said, like, she asked straight up, would you get involved if it's a team that you wouldn't want him to go to? It's like, he said straight up, that's my son. Yes. So
This
is going to be very interesting.
This is where he's
you could have elbowed the potential future head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I'll tell you the quick story that I say, because now my elevator is now the official Retirement Hall elevator. I take all her guests. So I heard Dion was coming in, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" So usually we get a warning, so we go down there. So they were waiting for them to come in. They don't have to wait for the elevator, but someone didn't call us. Me and the security guard. So we go down. I see the bell rings. I go down. The door's open. There he is, just standing. I went, "Holy shit!" I was just like, prime time. He's just standing there, and he gets in with his little entourage. I was like, "Fuck!" He's standing right here, right here. And I wanted to say, fuck your kid, but no, I was like, no, I don't want to say that anyway.
Probably for the best.
Just in case he does end up coming to the Giants. I was like, no, I better not say anything.
You would have somehow been officially fired before you made it to the floor.
We would have had to put you some.
Thank
counseling
God.
would have been in your future.
My stalking is well under control. Because if it wasn't, I would definitely have been fired. Definitely. What I would have said to him was, I like when you spiked the ball on the Cowboy star. That was awesome. That's all I would have said.
My favorite Dion moment. Thanks, Dion.
Yeah, he played for the Cowboys and played for the Braves. That's a double whammy for me.
I think I had one of his other kids with him. One of his other kids, I think, was with him, and he had a sweatshirt that just said "goat" on it. Nothing else. Goat. I was like, that's Dion.
I have to bring this up. I have to. You guys are going to trade for him. You realize that, right? You guys are going to trade with Cleveland, and that's going to be your guy. Like I'm convinced that's going to happen right now.
Timmy's
like
90% Timmy wants you gone right now. Timmy wants you out of here.
I'm not trying. I'm really not trying.
I don't think he wants to come to the Giants either.
Oh no! What are you talking about? He was playing catch with Malik Neighbors in fucking Times Square.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means something. Didn't he have Giants cleats he wore?
Listen, if he shuts the fuck up and plays the game, I don't care.
That's not going to happen.
But he's going to exactly.
He will
play the game, but he's not shutting up. Promise.
Travis Hunter is right now in the last mock. 73 more mocks to go.
I hope Cam and him
Travis
go 1 and 2.
Hunter.
I would gladly take Travis Hunter and just
try
to slide anybody.
The last one I saw. Travis Hunter to the Giants with the two.
Then we'll trade for Justin Herbert, who's not doing well in San Diego, and we'll be set.
So I saw another thing the other day. I don't know if I sent it in the chat or not, but if you guys do draft Travis Hunter, it had you guys drafting Travis Hunter and then signing Justin Fields to play quarterback for you guys for next year.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah,
totally.
Sorry to say, but that offense is not getting you Archie Manning. Just want to make sure that's very clear.
Listen, figure it out.
Look, he said he's playing all 4 years of college, right? So we have time. We have time.
We got time.
This coming year is his 4th year of eligibility.
No, I think he didn't play a full year yet, something like that. I heard
he hasn't redshirted. This is his 4th year of eligibility.
I don't know. I heard somebody he can't come out for like another couple of years.
No, he could have come out this year if I'm not mistaken.
I heard differently. I heard he's playing 4 full years of college like his uncles. And he technically hasn't played like a full year or some shit, or 2 years, some shit. I don't know. I saw it on one of the shows. Then again, it was a woman.
Why is it impossible?
So
why does every time I Google this kid, I get his fucking grandfather's stats? I don't want.
Me too. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
You gotta put Arch.
You have to type in Arch.
Type in Arch.
I am wrong. He is a sophomore this year. I thought he was a. I thought
2026 is
his first year of eligibility. His first year to be able to declare is next year, not this year.
Yeah, he said
he was not a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, he's not coming out. He's going to do his 4 years of college.
I'll believe it when I see it. If he takes Texas to a national championship and is the consensus number 1 pick, he's definitely coming out. Well, who knows? You know what? NIL has changed things. Players don't have the incentive to rush to get the money anymore because they're already getting the money. So maybe not. Maybe he doesn't come out.
Just look at the Canes.
I'm okay with
Who
that.
they're bringing over.
I'm okay with that. I'm good with it.
Perfectly fine with it. But it's funny to see the comparison. Like he's going to be playing for the Miami Hurricanes, making $4 million when you got Jaden Daniels and all these kids making less money. Raul, what's up, man? Giants will not have a good season next year, according to 2025 opponents. I know. Giants will get a quarterback in the second round. Get a bridge quarterback in the meantime, says Raul. Yeah, no matter the offense, I know you in that situation. You got Fields and Neighbors and Hunter and Tracy, but you still got the toughest schedule. You're still going against these nasty teams, and it's still not going to be a good season for us.
That mock that has you guys taking Travis Hunter in the first round has you taking Jalen Milroe in the second round. Oh no! Maybe you do want Shedeur.
Maybe
you do want Shedeur.
We're getting Jackson Dart.
Oh my
God!
God!
He's going to be the
Dart is the way to go.
The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight of Gotham.
Right. We're closing this bad boy out at 11:24 p.m. Eastern time. Let's get up on out of here. Check the website for the latest in contest for movies. Got a lot of some of the delayed screening. There's even having screenings a couple weeks past September 5th. That got delayed from late last year. But you got some January, guys. These are the movies that we got. That's what's coming out for the next couple weeks. All right, that does it for us this week. We'll hit you back up. Keep you posted on everything that's going on in the Facebook group in the world of sports. And we got divisional matchups this weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Peace out, everybody.
Mahomes